Welcome to the Young and the Wrestlers, the Pop Culture's WWE podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Betson, alongside
the superstar with two first names, Jem. Like Kelly. Hey.
You listen to us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, including Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, head to the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/The Pop Culturist. We are also, what else is there? There's Twitch, Twitter, Discord, all links in the description. Come talk wrestling. If you want to join the wrestling conversation live, or like we did tonight, we had a little SmackDown watch along because we were running late. So the patreon.com/popculturist. Any dollar value, get yourself a nice little sneaky link to come and join us as we record the show live and catch up on episodes that we should have watched days ago. Yeah. If you want to show support Pop Culture on your body, head to popculturist.com/shopping. Buy shirts like this and other assorted shit with our logos on it. We are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/The Pop Culturists. Is that it?
That covers everything.
It does cover everything. How are you, man?
I'm good. It's my fault we're running late today. I am so sorry. I worked and I ended up in a fender bender on my way here. So
it's all good.
Bit of a crazy afternoon, but we made it.
Yeah, no, I also watched Raw 2 days ago. Didn't take any notes because I just watched it. So
usually I'd do that today, but last minute picked up a shift, so that's a little bit behind on there. I could get on that easy.
Dollars is important. It's all good because things will shuffle around come October anyway because
AEW on TNT.
AEW announced their date and time, which I think is part of the sheet, so we'll get to that a little bit later. And then, of course, with SmackDown moving to Friday, it rejiggers everything.
Exactly,
rejiggers it all.
How you doing?
I'm fucking knackered now.
Yeah, it's been a long evening.
Yeah, it's been 2-ish hours after we normally record. After we should record, so
usually we're wrapped up by now.
Yeah, and usually I'm already started editing, so that's a bit of a bummer. Other than that, the week's been fine. No major complaints. Really? It's just been a week.
Yeah,
it's just been a week. But let's kick things off as we always do with this week's episode of Raw, and this isn't just any episode of Raw, Jem.
No.
It's the White Guy Collection Hour with Raw Reunion. So what they did this week, they announced it 2 weeks ago at Extreme Rules. Let's wheel out any old prick that has anything to do with wrestling.
And put them on the
Just put them on the stage. Because what we need right now, Jem, is a really cheap ratings pop.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Good job.
And if you want a really cheap pop that also kind of worked for me, you get John Cena to come out first.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this was in Tampa, Florida, which is where John Cena resides now. He does live there. So of course, hometown hero. They're going to go crazy for him. Not going to lie, I did too. I've had a crush on John Cena since I was a prepubescent. So I was a bit like, it's my bae. But at the same time, I couldn't help but giggle at the John Cena sucks chant.
But I think with Kurt Angle gone now, and then they can't yell they suck at anyone endearingly. So I guess it's the only option.
Close enough.
And it's really cool because it did sort of demonstrate that, like John Cena does still have some pull. Yeah. He does still have it because he came out and he cut a pretty good promo, and it's just sort of this idea of just, that we're laying down the idea that this is where, he almost kind of choked up a little bit too.
Yeah, he definitely
he talked
did.
about how, regardless of where I am, this is my home.
This ring is my home.
I'm doing all these other things, but this is where it is. This is where it's happened. This is where it started. I
really,
really dug that.
Beautiful moment.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I choked up with him.
I didn't go that far. I just enjoyed it.
I guess because I've seen his career since day one when he came out as the prototype. So for me, it's a bit like, oh, you love this and I love you.
I do like that they have that that he has the attachment to this place because they're I think aside from it being a very cheap ploy to get people to watch, there is some heart here, and it is just bringing a collection of people that have it, that this owe so much to this company and this show specifically. So that part is okay. I get that. It's fine. The Usos come out during this bit of a chatty chats.
Yeah.
And it comes out. They're along the lines of look, we're here with the doctor.
Yeah, we want the doctor. Who this though?
Yeah. So they have this little bit of, because the Usos are known for their little rapish battles.
Yes, yeah.
So they have a little
spit and fire, if you will.
Little spits with the thugonomics.
The Dr. Thugonomics.
The thing that made me giggle was John Cena referencing the mug shots because I believe
they were arrested.
One of them was. Who's
Naomi.
married to Naomi?
Jay.
Jay. It was Jay and referencing them when they got done for DUI a while back.
Yeah. Which is great. I love that John Cena pulls that sort of shit out. Like,
but it's like self-referential stuff. And it's this weird situation because it's real.
Yeah.
So it's blurring that line, which I like. And if anything, it really just kind of nails down their character as these badass guys.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It works that way.
Yeah, beautiful.
So as John Cena sort of looks like he's about to leave, and they're like, nah,
hold up.
We bought our dad.
We bought our daddy. Which, for those of you who don't know, I did reference this like a week or two ago. I didn't know this either. Their dad is Rikishi.
Yeah.
So when they said, yo, our pops is here, I was like, Rikishi! And like John Cena's like, he's doing like the Will Smith with Jada Pinkett Smith, and he's like, so good. And I was like, he's here. And he does not look any older than he did when he was first wrestling.
He rocked that tracksuit like a champ, though.
Yeah, looked amazing.
No big nappy this time.
No, none of this the sumo underwear. But yeah, no, it was right to see him looking fly as. It was cool to see, that whole like father-son thing dynamic going on there. That was super sweet. As this is all happening, obviously the Revival do interrupt.
Yeah, so look like they're about to do
dance.
some fucking
So Rikishi used to
thing.
dance. Rikishi's thing was like he'd get in the ring before a match, he'd do like a dance with people. So he was going to get him to bust a move, and then the Revival busted up the party.
Yeah, so the Revival come in, and before they even get halfway down the ramp, they stop and be like, oh, who have we got? And Devon Dudley.
Devon Dudley.
One of the Dudley boys.
One of the Dudley boys. That was cool.
Yeah.
Came out in his signature camo pants and stuff like that. That was like, I was like, oh, it's a shame they're not all here, but I was still like, Devon Dudley!
Yeah, so I did hear from Dash that Bubba Ray... was it Bubba Ray? Yeah.
Yeah, Bubba Ray.
Yeah, he was
invited.
He was invited. However, due to his commitments at Ring of Honor, he was unable to attend. Yes. So we only get one of the Dudley boys.
One is better than none.
True.
So it was the Revival with Devon Dudley in their corner versus the Usos with Rikishi in their corner. Knew straight away. I was just like, okay, clearly the Usos are going to win because Daddy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the way it is.
And then, of course, we had Booker T on commentary.
Yes, Booker T was on commentary.
Booker T is dope. Like, we have he's
guy.
good commentator. He's a good commentator, and he's also good on like kickoff panels and stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot of kickoff shows. I do love me some Booker T.
So I'm down with we're down with some Booker T. I do like his style.
Yeah, definitely.
Excuse me.
This was a match we've seen before.
Yeah, it was a match once again. Revival's news. This is like the 8th time we've seen it this week. It was pretty stock standard. However, there was a bit of window where Rikishi and Devon had a bit of a
face-to-face,
bit of yelling at the side, bit of verbal boss ringside, and Scott Dawson gets the rope and be like, listen, motherfuckers, like, we're trying to have a match here. Keep your shit aside. I'm trying to win.
Yeah,
turns
Rikishi,
around,
you listen to me right now.
Yeah, turns around, super kicks, all well and good. Once the super kick takes place, tag, big ooh splash, win.
Yeah, so Dash tries to get in the way, and one of them spears him, and then I'm pretty sure it was Jay got the pin. So Jimmy did the spear, Jay got the pin, and the win goes to the Usos with their daddy in their corner. Yeah, which I thought was super sweet. I really did like that. That was a nice nod to see Rikishi get in the ring and hold their hands up. And
because I imagine that is certainly one thing that I don't. It's this weird setup with the Usos, right? Like when you are part of that, I forget what the dynasty. I forget what's exactly
the
called.
Samoan dynasty.
Samoan dynasty, and your dad's Rikishi. You're kind of almost born in, regardless of what happens to you. You're pretty much born into this ring.
Yeah.
So it's still very cool to have that moment with them and share it with their dad because I can only imagine that would be a big inspiration for them, and it's very cool.
Exactly.
Very very cool.
And Rikishi was huge back in his day. So
yeah.
It's definitely like, we're on dad's level now, and this is huge.
Well, because that's one of those things, because, like, for Rikishi, and in terms of him as being a father, he's not just a father of two excellent wrestlers, he's a father to one of the best tag teams, period.
Yeah. Exactly,
so, that's very cool, and he got to see them be that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's this weird line, because once again, it's just this fucking burial of the tag belts.
Yeah. But it is mentioned by the commentators that this is keeping the Usos in that tag championship.
Why would Usos never not be in that tag?
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, this is one of those things. What would have been even better is if A, the belts were on the line, or B, they won. For some reason, I forget how it went down at Extreme Rules, but Usos should have the belts. Like, fuck the Revival, not meme intended.
Yeah.
Cut backstage to Lisa Fox having a chat with Dana Brooke about a fucking hat.
Yeah, she's talking about a hat for SummerSlam.
That's what she does. Because apparently Alicia Fox is considered a legend.
Yeah.
This evening.
She is the longest. She's currently the longest, competing female.
Yeah, she's the longest tenured female. So congratulations for being around.
Yeah.
Woo. That makes you a legend, apparently.
Power to her.
So she's chatting to Caitlyn, who we couldn't.
I can't remember who
couldn't
Caitlyn
put
was.
her name.
She kind of looked like somebody that CM Punk had shaved her hair, and she was part of that straight edge revival thing. I can't remember. Don't remember her.
No idea. No idea who she was. Because look, spoilers. None of this, a big hunk of these fucks, I have no idea who they were.
They're literally just there to be shown.
Yeah, because as in, I don't know who they were.
Yeah.
And even though, like I said, I've been watching for a year, and I did watch during the Attitude Era, who the hell are all these people?
Yeah.
I'm just going to point that out. And I know that sounds really disrespectful for a wrestling show, but I don't care. I don't know who they are. When you wheel out a series of old people to try create cheap pops, at least, pick some relevant ones.
Yeah.
Then we get Tori Wilson. Tori Wilson's relevant. I know Tori Wilson. So the second chick came in, I was like, oh, fuck, Tori Wilson.
Yeah, everybody's like, Tori.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I dug that. And then just to make things creepy, Santino Marella
Yes.
comes in. So you have some things to say about this.
No, man, Santino Marella, don't get me started. Not too long ago, just a couple of months ago, he was on screen talking about how female superstars are inferior. And
yeah, just to confirm, so Killer did say in the chat, Caitlyn was there towards the end of the Divas era. No, she wasn't. She was not part of the Straight Edge Society.
She looks like one of the people that was though. Yeah, I miss Caitlyn. So I don't know who she is. But yeah, as I was saying, Santino Marella gets me because recently in an interview he did say that he feels like female superstars are inferior and they should not be in the ring at all. But yet here he is, straight
up sexually assaulting them with
a sock puppet, with the Cobra as he called it. This is a guy who in his era dressed up as a woman and won the Divas Championship, but the Divas aren't good enough. Are you kidding me? Get out. Get out.
We're in a situation where some of the women are actually better than a good hunk of the dudes right now.
Most of the women in our industry right now are better than Santino Marella, full stop.
Fuck this guy.
So, yeah.
Drew McIntyre then walks past and he's like, pfft, and then keeps walking.
Yeah.
He's got a match coming up. Before that, we cut to... wait, where the fuck... Oh, we get to it in a minute. We cut to Charlie having a chat with R-Truth. We get showcased some footage from Comic-Con, especially the IGN set. So there was mention, last week that Kamel suggested to Truth that they go to Comic-Con because one of the best places to hide is in a costume and a place where costumes are okay.
Yep, in plain sight, which R-Truth obviously carries the belt around on his outside of his costume.
Because he's a moron.
Because he's great and we love him.
Love it. So they're at Comic-Con. He's dressed as a penguin. There's also all of the footage wasn't shown here. There was a panel with Mattel on the WWE figures.
Oh, nice.
Some awesome figures came out of that show, by the way.
Yeah.
Awesome. And there's a guy in the banana suit with a Ultimate Warrior mask on.
I love it.
And who's this guy? And he's like, yeah, what about that Drake Maverick guy? Who's pretty sweet, and I hear he should have the 24/7 championship. Where is R-Truth right now? Because I'm sure we'd all like to know where R-Truth is. Is that you, Drake? Nah, man, I just really want to know where R-Truth is. Takes the mask off him. He's got fucking pamphlets and he's hanging out there. It's a good little bit. It's a good little bit. But so R-Truth is on the set of with IGN at Comic-Con talking about presumably the belt. And then
Hurricane Helms.
Hurricane Helms comes in, does yelling at him.
Watch out! There's a hurricane coming through. That's his thing.
It's the lamest shit I've ever seen.
Oh, I love it when the referee does the 2 count and his thing was always, "What's up with that?" That was my favorite. I was like, oh, this is so nostalgic, and I love this. What's up with that?
Yes, he goes to the pin. No luck.
No.
Drake Maverick goes to the pin.
In his banana suit.
Comes out in the banana suit, goes to the pin. No luck.
Nope.
Then R-Truth fucking legs
I'm out of here.
So during this interview, as you know, I was talking a little bit more about Comic-Con. Renee Michelle pops in, and gives a very broken English fucking promo.
Yeah.
And, essentially getting in Truth's face, being
you ruined my wedding. You ruined my marriage. My husband's a wreck. And then out of nowhere,
Bush.
Yep. Drake Maverick pins R-Truth for the 24/7 belt.
So as Drake Maverick fucks off,
he's like, you get the car, I'll get the bags.
He fucks off. Carmella and R-Truth get behind him, and Charlie stands there like a fucking clown you put the balls in.
Yeah.
And it felt like an unnecessary amount of time. Then we hear some like straight up sex music.
Yep, full porn groove. And straight away I was like, it's the Godfather. And he's like, Charlie, do you know what time it is? No, seriously, Charlie, do you know what time it is? He's like, it's time for the hoe train. But he doesn't actually say it because he's not a piece of shit to women. But the crowd's like,
hoe train.
He does. He goes. He doesn't actually say it out loud because he's not a piece
well,
of shit.
we would
to
know
women
because the stream to Foxtel ate the shit the bed.
Yeah.
That exact moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was all like, yeah. And I was like, that kind of fits.
Yeah, and as he's done yelling about hoe trains, he then cuts into the center where it is a match between Drew McIntyre and Cedric Alexander. This is sort of continuing on their little bit of bit of biffage since was it 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
When Cedric Alexander came out
Dressed out as Gary the Goat Garbett.
That's the right Garbett. Good old Garbett.
Garbett.
So they've bussed a couple times since then, and but Drew McIntyre got none of this shit this week.
Yeah. He
He's
was
like,
pissed because he lost last week. Cleanly lost to.
This isn't a match time. This is just kick the fuck out of someone time.
Yeah.
So ringside, he just decks living shit out of Cedric.
Match doesn't even start.
No match has even started. Just buzz.
Buzz, and then
Leaves him lying in a fucking in a line of his own drool. Like literally, he's like, he's just being claymored to the face. There's a really good shot where Drew just kind of picks him up and legs him, like not pegs him, legs him, throws him into the barrier like full back. That's awesome.
Vicious.
Saying that though, like I have been. I was talking about finishing moves that are really dope. Because when we were watching this with Dylan, a friend from Pop Culture, because no longer lives here, which is awesome for me. Because with Tuesday night was supposed to be the last night that he'll stay here. Yeah. So he's like, I'll order pizza, we'll watch wrestling, it'll be chill. Yeah. So we did that, and you were talking about the finishing moves that were dope, and I'm like, well, the lumbar check's fucking gnarly.
Vicious,
gnarly. So we watched a good compilation of the lumbar check, and just there's no give in that move.
Nah.
There's nothing. Nothing. And I was like, I really hope that Drew gets fucking wrecked. No lumbar checks.
I want to see that move again.
Before they go to the ad break, though, we do get little footage of the Viking Raiders. So it looks like they're coming out here to face someone.
Eerie backstage stuff.
A tag team, and you're never going to believe it. It isn't some random fucks.
I was so excited when I found out. So they're versing Hawkins and Ryder. And when I found out, I was like, oh, thank God. They do announce Christian as the guest host.
However, I did jump ahead here, my bad. So I do apologize. Before we do get into this match between the Raiders and them guys,
Hawkins and Ryder.
we get Drake Maverick in the change room, collecting all his shit, getting ready to rock out. He goes to open his suitcase to throw some shit in. It's full of worms.
And then it cuts to
the
Red.
Boogeyman.
And I'm the Boogeyman. And I'm coming to get you. And he's like drooling and he's got all his stuff. And it was great.
Great for the Boogeyman. That guy still looks as fucking gnarly
he looks
as he did.
So good. I love that so much. And
the benefit of having his face completely painted, but it worked. Like it still looks
eerie.
Cool.
Yeah.
Still very cool.
Beautiful.
So as Drake tries to get away, he does trip over a suitcase, does his back by the looks, lying in there, and then some old prick by the name of Pat Patterson. I don't know who
Pat Patterson.
No idea. This guy literally looked like he just wandered into this room.
Yeah.
I'm positive he's not even a
Where's the kitchen?
He's just some guy that went looking for the toilet from a show 4 days ago. He's just been doing laps of the building. Comes in, puts his foot on Drake Maverick. 1, 2, 3. Old fuck Patterson is now the 24/7 champion.
Good old Pat Patterson. That was beautiful.
Who is Pat Patterson and why should I care?
He's like before Ric Flair time of wrestling.
Still don't care. I can tell he's more than Ric Flair because he looks 95.
Yeah. He's an old fella.
And the fact that he doesn't even get down for the pin, he's like, I'm just going to put my foot on him because I can't bend.
Yeah, well, that's what wrestling does to you.
So then we cut back to the ring. As you say, Christian on commentary, big fan, and your friend
Lillian Garcia. I was so excited. I was listening to this on the drive here, and they're like, "Please welcome Lillian Garcia," and I was like, I like squealed in the car.
Then she had a car accident.
Lillian! And then I got rear-ended. No, that happened. Like I watched afterwards. So the rear ending happened first. But yeah, there you go. Pat Patterson actually is second ever to hold both the 24/7 title and the hardcore title.
First was R-Truth.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so I was
There is nothing hardcore about that man now.
No. So
Barely
I was
softcore.
super excited about Lillian Garcia doing a little bit of ring announcing because she's forever been my favorite ring announcer. When she had her little she had little spots with Viscera when they called him Big Daddy V and stuff like that. She used to sink beers all the time with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He used to always get her in the ring for a beer or two. Absolutely excited to see her.
Yeah, there's a good shot. Spoilers. There's a good shot at the end of her, like, just big old beer smash with
Stone Cold even said on one of his podcasts that Lillian Garcia was his drinking buddy and she could drink any of the superstars under the table. Like, she used to drink them under the table regularly, and that's what he loved about her. Good banter, good beer drinking. He was like, that's why you'd always get her in the ring and smash beers with her.
Big fan. But with the Viking Raiders, they do get the win over Hawkins and so Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins with the Viking experience. It was a reasonable match. I had no major complaints here. Because for me, this is exactly what I've been asking for. Have the Viking Raiders go over someone of at least minor note. Because this is the thing. Although these guys were the serial losers, they held the belts at one point.
Yeah,
this win at least means something.
Exactly it. It means that they're pushing their way through to the championship.
Yeah.
Contendership.
Yeah, it's that line of like, although it may not be the win over, say, the Usos yet, but these are
pushing them in that
former
direction.
tag team champions.
Yes.
Not two pricks we found in the car park.
Yeah.
It's almost they might as well have fought fucking Pat Patterson.
Yeah,
previously.
right.
But no, they did all right. So we cut once again backstage to the most awkward looking party I've ever seen in my entire life. With Mike Kanellis standing there having a chat to a woman, someone off screen.
Yeah.
Maria comes in, just blares in his fucking face.
What are you doing? Turns out he's talking to Eve and she's like, oh, I'm a mom. I can help you with that sort of stuff. And then Eric Bischoff is there and Eric's like, or you could just come to SmackDown.
Dug that. That was cool.
That was fun. Notice Maria had blue earrings and blue nails.
Yeah, because I kind of like this idea that like, that Bischoff or Heyman may try poach each other's shit.
Yeah.
Because like I do... It's sort of common consensus within a couple of other wrestling pods, and I sort of agree with them, that it may be time for a secondary draft. Like, with new creation comes new draft, and we want to rather than have this superstar shakeup, which is just like, I don't know them, they're going there now. Like, at least puts, not like an auction house, because that could be really racist if there's black people involved, but like there is some sort of like negotiations, and that way the transitions mean something.
Yeah.
Previously, it's just like, they don't even announce it. It's like, his music hit. He's here now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm pretty sure Bischoff was in charge of SmackDown at one point, and he was doing that, like essentially poaching staff from Raw and stuff like that. So it's very reminiscent to back then as well, which is a bit of fun too.
Because what we need to do here is, because the problem that we have right now, and then we have the wild card rule as well, the shows feel the same. It's just Raw and other Raw.
Yeah.
So by having them separate and literally have this beef between the two shows is great setup, because we got Survivor Series in 4 months. Use this time now to literally set up some brand feud.
Yeah.
So aside from some, like maybe after SummerSlam we're going to sort of see their go in that direction. But yeah, we've got enough time between now and SummerSlam to sort of like,
that's what it was.
Now and Survivor Series, I should say. Sorry, like this is what's going to need to happen, because there's a big opportunity here to make some cool changes, make some good changes. Yeah. Good changes.
Yeah, so I got a little bit confused there. Thank you, Killer, for pointing that out. Bischoff was in charge of Raw, poaching stuff from SmackDown and stuff like that. So, yeah, very similar in that, which is awesome.
And he agrees that we should see a new draft after SummerSlam.
Yeah, definitely be a good idea.
And I think that would be because if they do want to initiate this as a new era, which they've been implying, then they need to do something to lay that in the ground. Yeah. As in to like literally put that stake in and go, this moment in time, this exact day is where this shift happens. Yeah. Now, whether that be now or in October, come around, the Fox acquisition, the Fox switch thingy, that would be a good time too. Yeah. Getting very fucking distracted. Yeah. Because after getting his face blown out, Mike stands there all sort of like fucking shocked, I guess, as Maria leaves. Ron Simmons comes in, looks him in the face, takes Jimmy Hart's fucking megaphone. Damn!
Takes his sweet time doing it too. I love that he just paces that out, like staring around. They're like waiting for it, and you can see people start to cringe. And it's like, damn! And Mike's like,
I do love that guy. Once again, I have no context for whoever he is or what he's done.
Oh,
Well, I just know him as the guy that goes, damn!
yeah. And that's what he's been known for forever, and that's what's so great about him.
And I like that. He comes out, he does his
He's got his thing.
He's not dressed to the nines. He literally wears a shirt, just says, damn! And I'm like, that guy. I like that guy. He does well. Before we get into the next part, so then we see the OC. So the OC isn't the show with what's his name? Misha Barton and
that guy.
His character's name was Seth, but Adam Brody.
Adam Brody, yep.
And the guy from Gotham. It's not that.
No.
Yeah, it's not California.
It's what is it? The original club?
The original club, the outstanding club, the only club, the orange club.
Definitely.
And it's not Orange
because AJ looked damn orange.
Yeah, and it's not Orange Cassidy, sadly.
No,
it's not going to happen.
No.
I'm really excited. I'm like, holy fuck. If they can bring Orange Cassidy, I mean, you know who Orange Cassidy is, right?
No.
I'm getting all my all like stuffed up. I'm thinking about it.
No.
Orange Cassidy is this brilliant independent wrestler right now.
Okay.
He comes in with his hands in his pockets.
Oh, I know that guy. The one that got like rocked to sleep.
He's got his sunnies on. Just gives no shits. He's just like, whoa.
We saw him at AEW, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy's great. I'd definitely love to see that guy.
I'm going to blow my nose. You can talk about the next part for me.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy. Definitely down for that. So where are we? There we go. Okay, yep. So, yeah, the OC, which cuts into, we see Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson. So Pat Patterson's sitting on the floor. Gerald Briscoe's already holding the title up. Referee's counted, got his arm up, and he does this very old school, like, very unenthused, like, yeah, I'm the champion. Woo! I'm the champion. And he encounters Ryan's favorite lady, Miss Kelly. And he's like, look, Kelly, I won the 24/7 title. And she's like, that's awesome. Knees him in the junk. Pins him 1, 2, 3. Kelly is our first female 24/7 champion. Beautiful. This brings us to, we see Samoa Joe walking backstage, get an ad break, come back. Joe is in the ring, coming to the ring, and he has some shit to say. He talks about how this whole Raw reunion is a joke, how, you know, all it is to feed the nostalgia of the fans. This is absolute BS. Ain't nobody got time for that. Too much talking, not enough fighting. You good?
I can breathe.
He can breathe. So yeah, while Joe's yelling about how, you know.
Oh, before we get into that. Fuck Joe for a sec.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Oh, I just spoke about that. You
Cool.
just missed it.
I know, but I wanted to come talk about it.
But yeah, Ryan wants to talk about Kelly.
So, I don't know who Gerald Briscoe is. I love that he got kicked in the groin. Made me happy.
Yes.
Because obviously neither of them can take a bump because they're 109.
Yeah.
He's just already down.
Yeah.
Loved it. So Kelly has a history in my wrestling story.
So just quickly, AJ makes a point that Gerald Briscoe is the third person to have held both the 24/7 and the hardcore titles. So R-Truth held 24/7 and hardcore, Pat Patterson's held 24/7 and hardcore, and now Gerald Briscoe's held both.
Good on him. But yeah, so Kelly has an interesting story for me.
Yes.
Mostly because we watched it was either Evolution or the first Rumble that had the women's in there.
Yes.
And I was watching with my friend and my boss Paris, and we were just making fun of names because like the women all had single names and just weird stripper-esque
like
names.
Jazz and Ivory and Lita and Trish Stratus.
So we're just laughing at people
James
that we didn't know because there's a window of time that we just don't know wrestlers.
Yeah.
And then when we see this Kelly, I'm like actually no, I like because before we saw Molly Holly, I'm like that's dumb.
I loved Molly Holly though.
Yeah, and she comes out with her mum haircut. I'm like, oh, you go Molly
Spike
Holly.
Dudley, she was cute.
And then Kelly, we're like Kelly, what a name! And because we're big South Park fans, we started using it in like a South Park voice and made us laugh. She came out and was a babe. Like, that is an awesome surprise. I don't know who you are, Kelly. We love you, Kelly.
Fun fact, I had a kid in high school, a friend of mine named Brody Kelly. His mum, I shit you not, was Kelly.
Oh, That Kelly?
Yeah, not that Kelly. She married his dad, whose last name happened to be Kelly. She took it on because she thought it was a bit of a shits and gigs. Mm-hmm. So her name's Kelly.
Very nice. So yeah, we saw Kelly. And speaking of, because at the Rumble, which was impressive, she came out in like little booty shorts and like a bikini top and got like power slammed and none of that shit moved.
Yep.
Kelly doubles impressive. I don't know how she does it.
They did it back in the day.
There's so much glue and or tape in there. Well done, Kelly.
Beautiful.
So yeah, I was very happy to see that Kelly was the first of the women.
Good person.
First of a woman to hold the 24/7 championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know what her history is in terms of like hardcore matches. But personally, I think like someone like Lita probably would have been a bit better.
Yeah.
But
we didn't see Lita.
But even current roster, I think it would have been better if it was Carmella.
Yeah. Definitely.
Carmella,
especially with being with Truth.
Carmella, along with Truth, has spent the most time putting this belt over.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross that it went to a legend.
Yeah.
Kind of gross.
Bit of fun though.
There's a consistent thread here about it being kind of gross. Kelly original gimmick was that of a stripper on the WWE reboot of ECW. That is correct because we did Google her after we watched that match, watched the Rumble. What's Kelly done? She's just straight up getting naked.
Love it. Good for her.
Yeah, you go, Kelly. Well, we didn't complain.
Do it, Kelly.
Don't get me mad.
You're doing it for him, Kelly.
Yeah, and then Samoa Joe came out, was just bitching and whinging about how
he's so good at that stuff.
Yeah, about how like the Raw reunion is literally just feeding nostalgia. That its whole purpose, and I completely agree. His idea of like it's all well and good to wheel out these people, but who gives a shit? Yeah. Like it's it's kind of like about these people now. You got your Royce Tuna glasses on. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
And then I forgot what happened. Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I don't remember
how he's bitching and moaning.
I don't know whether it was a scheduled match or not. I don't think.
No, it wasn't. Roman Reigns just come out and is like, because AJ said because Samoa Joe said something about the Samoan
That's
dynasty.
Right. So he's sitting there shitting on like the Usos, and then of course Rikishi. He's like, so this is what we get. We get fucking Rikishi standing up here doing a big old like bitchy whingy bush face.
Shitty rap battle.
Yeah, this
with
is
John
not
Cena.
what wrestling is. Essentially, what he's implying.
And then Joe, I think Roman Reigns comes out and is like, "Oh, you want to talk? Like, you got something to say about my family? Like, say it." And Joe's like, "I don't have something to say. I just said something." And then, they get a big old duzz on. And the crowd's like cheering, going wild. And Joe's like, "What you want to?" Oh, Joe goes to walk away, and Roman's like, not all Samoans are cowards, by the way. And then Joe comes back in the ring. He's like, what, you want a match? You want a match? Well, I'm not giving these people anything. Like, they don't want, I'm not going to give them anything they want. And then, Roman called him a coward, and then they get some duzz on, and then they end up getting a sanctioned match.
They get a sanctioned match, big old push, punch. Yeah. And Joe fucking loses again.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets, speared out of nowhere. And
see, thankfully, Joe can talk.
Yes.
Because the fact that he never gets a win is absolute bullshit.
Couldn't agree more. But he definitely I love it. I love the way he speaks on the mic. But it was definitely it was really sort of a subpar match in my opinion. Roman Reigns just sort of, he got his ass kicked before the match, and then it became a sanctioned match, and the referee came down and it was
one of those moments where it's like Roman is looking to lose. Like, he's gonna, someone's gonna press R2 and he's gonna get a reburst of energy. Yeah, which is exactly what happened.
And it's one of those we literally just saw him get his ass handed to him. Why do we have to watch more of this? I've already seen enough of this. I don't need to see anymore.
Agreed. Miz TV.
Miz TV.
With Seth Rollins.
Little play on Cheese TV there.
This was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Yep.
So during this, Seth Rollins stands up. He's doing this impersonation of Brock, being like, red face. And it was the shit. It was just shit.
So I missed this, unfortunately. Once
glad because I know you want to go back because this is where you got here because you were watching this. I
got here as the Miz was coming out, and that's when I pulled up out the front.
Yeah, so if, you do want to go back and watch the rest of this episode, while I break it down. However, I would recommend you skip that part.
Yeah, that bad.
So as he's doing this bullshitting about whatever, we get because he makes this mention that someone claimed that Seth Rollins is a Brock Lesnar wannabe. He's like, no, maybe Brock Lesnar is a Seth Rollins wannabe.
Yeah.
That's
I know you don't, but who am I?
Yeah, it's like, you are.
I know you are, but what am I?
And so Paul Heyman jumps on the screen, being like, shut the fuck up. Like all this is.
He calls himself Seth Rollins reality check.
Yeah, he goes because this is what we're seeing here is literally what you did at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
You cashed in. You took on Brock, and you took the belt. This is it's a weird line of like this is not even revenge. This is just what you've done. We've done the same.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah. So then Seth's the idea it took you 4 years to get back at me. Whatever.
Yeah, because I did he's like, don't forget you cashed in the title on us at WrestleMania 31, and he's like, yeah, I did. Nah.
Doesn't count. I had my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
He's essentially being a giant child, and it's the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's had this weird attitude shift lately, and I don't like what they're doing with him at all.
Not a fan. Like, it's this weird thing of like, I presume that Brock was going, it's looking like Brock may lose the belt. I don't know anymore.
I don't think so.
No, because if this Seth Rollins is the one that comes out with the win, then that's going to just reinforce his behavior. I got no time for that shit.
Yeah, but at the same time, do you think it could turn Seth heel and then we see some new crazy face come and take him, like maybe like somebody like Ricochet?
Potentially, but like, yeah, like even like we had Seth have a on paper heel win at WrestleMania. He kicked him in the dick.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to stomp him.
Yeah.
Like, we can't have a repeat. The only thing that can happen here is a clean win. If it was to go that way and Seth was to come out the victor. Like, but even then,
I feel like if Seth got a clean win over Brock, it'd give him a huge attitude shift. He'd get a huge ego. He'd turn into the bad guy. And then, we can see somebody like Ricochet come up and put him in his place. Yeah. And bring him back down to earth and be like, this isn't Seth Rollins, and take the win from him, and then Seth Rollins will reevaluate and come back, and then Ricochet will go on to say maybe versus Brock Lesnar, and then the cycle will repeat.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how that's going to go, but it's annoying already.
I'm kind of interested to see a shift in attitude from Seth. I'd like to see him do something a bit different.
It'd be cool because he's been face for a while, and this is the one problem.
Seth has his AJ turn.
This is the one problem that I have with both of the Universal Championship and the Heavyweight Championship. They've both been held by faces. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun. Sami Zayn's at the back because there's another shot of the most awkward party in the world.
Yep. Jillian's there for some reason. For those who don't remember, Jillian Hall at one pace, she had that big had that big growth on her face, and she'd sing really badly, and then the boogeyman ate the thing off of her face. Yeah, it was a thing. Like, she had this big old growth of, like, I don't know what, but the boogeyman, like, fully just ate it off of her face, and then it was gone, and she just proceeded to sing really badly and hang out with JBL. Great career move.
Yeah. Solid move, whoever you were.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn's bitching about these people aren't legends. They just happened to be around when cool shit happened. Like, the idea of who are all these people? They're nothing.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio comes up and be like, hey, pay some respect because my name's Rey Mysterio.
And I was around then.
And I was around then.
Yeah.
I did a thing.
And I'm still here then.
Because I'm 107 and I'm still here too.
Yeah.
Like, all I do is get injured. What are you going to do about it? And he's like, well, I'm going to injure you. He didn't say that at all. So during this, Kurt Angle comes out, which made me pop. I'm like, woo!
You suck in the best way possible.
You suck. Yeah, you suck in the good way. Then he comes in and he's like, hey, guess what? You guys are going to have a match now because he still has that power, apparently.
Yeah, he sanctioned a match.
Yeah, he's in his GM suit. He's not in costume at all. He's just straight up in a suit.
Love it.
Comes out. He's like, hey, you guys are going to get a match. Okay. Cut to we're seeing three people. We're seeing Melina, we see Candice Michelle, and I think some other woman who I don't fucking know.
What's her name? No, she comes up after.
I'm gonna name her Joni. No name. So Joni was there as well.
I didn't see this part.
Yeah, so Kelly comes in and be like, oh my god, the belt. And they're like, oh my god, you got the belt. And then they look over Melina. Melina's like, oh man, I have been training for so long to get
And she does all this and she's like,
and she's like, bam!
Referee shirt on!
Yeah.
I love Melina, by the way. She was here earlier this year. I missed her. I'm really sad about that.
And she's like, I'm in a ref. It's like, what do you mean you're a ref? And then Candice kind of like just picks up and boosts her in like, and then it's like,
Boots
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Candice Michelle is now 24/7 champion. Woo, woo, woo.
This is a girl they fired because she put on too much weight.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. Alundra Blaze.
Yeah, then Alundra Blaze, in the most ill-fitting dress I've ever seen in my life, comes in, chokes her out, be like, you fucking... choking counts. Like, didn't she? Like, well, if she taps, she's gonna win. Cool. Then Alundra Blaze, you're the belt lady now. And then she's like, well, I'm not gonna be the belt lady for long. Walks away. I'm like, you look, lady, your dress, you could totally do with a belt.
Yeah, right.
It's like one of those ill-fitting school dresses.
Yeah.
And she's like 94, and she has like tattoos.
All
And so it's just too skinny. Like, there's nothing. Horrible. When you watch it, I'm sure you'll see.
I saw a
fucking
photo of
gross.
her when she was trying to do something with the belt later on. And I was like, yeah, that's not a good
I'm
fit.
sure this is an homage to what she used to wear, perhaps.
Maybe.
But
I don't even remember Alundra Blaze.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good.
Do
Saying
not
that, they're
remember
about to get
Alundra.
some more people that don't look good, so calm down.
Yeah.
I'm not just being sexist here. Like, I'm going to get...
We've already talked about how bad
Madness
Pat
too.
Patterson and
Yeah,
that
because it's all
look. Yeah.
pricks, yeah. So, like, well and good. Cool. All 100 Blaze walks off. Then we cut back to the Sami Zayn Rey Mysterio match because they're all bussing.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn loses again.
Of course he does.
I'm so 16. It hurt me.
Yeah.
But as he gets up and tries to leave, we get some music.
Ooh.
And Rob Van Dam.
One of a kind.
That dude looks way too old to be rocking that suit.
He has been in that same leotard, just different versions of it
That's
for
the exact
his
same
entire
one.
career.
It's really stanky in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if I'm going to make fun of Alundra
Lucky
Blaze for
leotard.
wearing it, yeah, this dude should not be wearing
Oh,
this.
I love RVD and the same outfit for his entire career. Like, I love him. He is one of a kind. Have you ever seen an RVD match? They are phenomenal. You have to go and watch them. This dude moves amazingly. His matches with Rey Mysterio are some of the best. So definitely recommend watching RVD because he is one of a kind. Rob Van Dam. Van Dam.
Damn. And then we get a gentleman that I thought was dead. Sergeant Slaughter comes out with his little mustache. Being all Sergeant
Good
Slaughter.
old Sergeant Slaughter.
Then we get your friend again. Hurricane.
The Hurricane Helmsley. Yeah.
Is he related to Triple H?
No.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
No. Completely different.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's just Hurricane Helms. Sorry, my bad. Helms. I always get that mixed up.
And then, of course, the friend of the show, Kurt Angle.
Dun, dun. You suck in the best way.
Kurt
You're a great
Angle.
guy.
I was very happy to see him back.
All right, so Killer just said,
We'll get to that,
we'll get to that in a minute.
just a sec.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to the Street Profits and they're doing their Street Profitsy thing, which is cool.
I love it.
And they very much heavily implied that they would just got fucking ripped in the bathroom with RVD.
Love it.
Explains why RVD walked out going.
Yeah,
He was wrecked.
He's high as
And then
fuck.
the dude that's not the one holding the drink, he's the more jacked one.
Yeah.
Took a phone call from the Godfather and is like, hey, we're gonna like,
Dawkins?
Yeah, Dawkins.
The one that wears the headbands?
Yeah, the one that says,
Yeah,
the one that
Dawkins.
says fam a lot. Took a phone call from the Godfather, which means I assume he's gonna go
Get some
bang-
hoes.
Go bang the Godfather. Oh well, we went different ways. Though.
Yeah, go bang the Godfather. I mean, he's up for Nikki Cross, so he might be up for anything.
It's true.
You know?
When the lion,
Likes a crazy woman.
yeah, when the lion's hungry, he eats. Is all, you know.
Yeah.
Next, we get Alundra Blaze walking out onto stage. She does have the 24/7 championship and a trash can. She's getting ready. She's like, if no one comes out in the next, I'm going to put this shit in the bin. Now, as Killer jumps in the chat and does point out, the trash can segment here was a throwback to the Monday Night Wars, where she was WWE Women's Champion, but then she jumped to WCW and Bischoff had her throw the title into the trash on live TV. So as in she took, presumably the rest of the women's.
Yeah, because WCW was Bischoff's show at that time. So before he came across to the WWE, so she's obviously taken the title with her, and he's made her bin it. It's a way to say F you, WWE.
Yeah, but before she drops it in the bin, the $1 Million Man.
Ted DiBiase.
Because if you want a man that knows about cool ass belts.
Ted DiBiase is the name.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
Saying that though, $1 million doesn't really go too far these days. So he's like mildly well-off man.
Yeah, mildly well-off man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Can't
he's...
buy a house in the inner suburbs.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. He literally pays her off. He's just like, here, I'll give you some money if you give me the belt. And she's like, okay.
So thanks, man. And then leaves.
He's a smart man.
Is it?
Didn't have to do anything for him.
Like a fucking villain.
Good, I loved it. Loved Ted DiBiase.
That's great. Next up, AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins in a match for some reason. And of course, AJ Styles is with the OC, California. So he's got Misha Barton by his side, and what's his name, Adam Brody.
Adam Brody, yeah.
Yeah, and like Misha Barton's got really tall, great beard.
Yep. Adam Brody got completely not Jewish.
Yeah, he got staggeringly less Jewish.
Yeah.
Yeah, like impressively less Jewish.
Yeah.
So of course, Gallows and Anderson hanging by the sides as they do.
Interfering in the match, as they do.
Yeah, doing the matchy things. I don't know why Seth Rollins and AJ Styles are getting a match, but sure, why not? Yeah. So during all this, kerfuffle with the Good Brothers getting up in their business, are you ready?
Bennett.
DX.
They come out in new t-shirts with like the crossbones with their skeleton hands, and I was like, yep, because they're old.
Well, that's the same design that came from Crown Jewel.
Didn't know that.
So the shirt's been around for a while. They've rejigged it. It's got some green shit on it now because it's a bit more the Raw Reunion specific model.
Because they're old.
Yeah, because they're old.
Nah.
It's
it's an old t-shirt because they're old. Bones. Big and Bandy.
So then we go to an ad break. They come back. DX is ringside just to sort of,
It's just Shawn Michaels and Triple H,
Just Shawn Michaels and Triple H at this point. Just saying they've been ringside being intimidating because nothing's more scary than two old men.
Yeah.
Saying that though, Triple H still looks fucking intimidating.
He is so beastly.
Shawn Michaels comes out with his bung eyes, his bung legs. He's not doing well.
No.
And you can tell his back is stiff just by the way he runs around like a dork.
Yeah.
Like he's seen some shit.
One of my favorite segments of his is he's backstage with Triple H getting pissed at something. And he's like, hey, you, what's your name? And the guy's like, Stan. And then he just super kicks him. He's like, I just kicked Stan. And it's just so dumb, but it's so great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon all the super kicking has just bunged his legs in his back.
Yeah, like I guarantee
that's a funny angle to get on.
Yeah, because with the super kick, for his isn't just a side kick; it's like a weird bend up, backwards, up.
Yeah,
leg.
his head ends up down here, and his leg ends up here.
Yeah, the chin music is a big old kick. It's
Sweet
like,
chin music is like the super kick of super kicks.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than the regular old super kick because super kick party, the Young Bucks, they super kick like champs.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things out of Double or Nothing was like, hey, where's your ID badges? Here's your ID badge. Kicks the guy in the face, and as he kicks him, his fucking papers explode.
Yes.
Great shot.
Yeah, which is exactly what Shawn Michaels did. That's the one that I just kicked Stan. Stan eventually became Ty Dillinger. Killer Bites tells us.
What, so Shawn Spears?
Yes. Yep. So this guy's backstage.
So after being kicked by HBK, he now chairs fucking Cody Rhodes.
Well, bear in mind, ages ago, like years and years ago, there was somebody who was like the accountant for somebody, and he ended up becoming Tommaso Ciampa. So there's little things like that. Just nods to that.
Yeah, like
I love those little nods.
Strowman was a guy. CM Punk was
a mobster, and John Cena's Cena. Yeah, exactly it. So they use them that way.
Pretty much just pull from the PC.
But yeah, Stan's got paperwork and a headset, and he like kicks him, and the headset goes flying, and the paperwork does, and he's like, I just kicked Stan. So that would have been a same nod to that little rip on the WWE.
Very nice. Very
beautiful.
Nice. So that happens. Then some additional bussing happens. Out comes the
disqualification. Does that happen
DQ comes in
because Gallows grabbed
more
Seth or something.
Thing happened. Then the New Age Outlaws come out. So we get DX, we get Road Dogg, we get Razor Ramon, we get Diesel, we get X-Pac. Everyone but Billy.
So Kevin Nash. What's the other guy's name? It starts with S. Scott or something.
Scott Hall.
Scott Hall. That's it. Road Dogg and
everyone except Billy the Kid, because Billy the Kid's the producer at AEW.
Yeah, so
he didn't get invited.
No, not at all.
No invite for him.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so
from what I've seen.
Road Dogg comes out and does Road Doggy things. Like, I kind of like him. He's cool.
Yeah.
He references Billy the Kid. He's like, we're all here, except for Billy.
I love that.
So it's very, very cool. Saying that though, because the idea is they're trying to out intimidate the good brothers here, the OC. So they come out with chairs and they're like whanging them against the
intimidation
stuff.
tactics.
But all you've done is seen. It's like Bingo and I got a little crazy.
Yeah.
Like. DX, OG,
Stop calling it fake bingo.
OG DX. They still kind of look legit. Like Triple H still looks legit.
Yeah, 100%.
The New Age Outlaws. They are the middle age outlaws, if not the old age outlaws.
Yeah.
They are all grey.
The Ice Age outlaws.
Not the Ice Age. I like that better. Like they do not look good.
No,
this is the Jurassic Age outlaws.
Yeah.
They are not looking good.
Nah.
Not looking good. So they are not very intimidating.
No.
And it felt really odd. So the OC eventually get intimidated enough to be pushed out. Road Dogg gives the mic to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins gets to do the whole like, we got 2 words for ya. Suck it. Now, once again, according to our good brother Dash, this was originally scheduled for Ricochet.
Yes.
However, Ricochet does have an elbow infection or something, so jacked his elbow in some way, so he was unable to attend this session. So rather than having the DX help get Ricochet over, the DX got DX over. So well done, DX, for making yourselves look good. Once again,
they do have to redeem themselves after.
Once again, continuing the thread of just making the legends look good for some reason. Yeah. Because we need to validate them as legends, I guess.
Maybe.
And then the DX, as I just wrote here, DX shit happens. They just do DX-y things. Killer comes in. DX literally buried yet another tag team. Obviously, nothing was learned after burying the Revival at Raw 25. Totally a thing. Mm-hmm. So at Raw 25, which was early last year, they had like an event at the original arena that Raw was sort of filmed at. Yeah. Very, very cool. Just a series of people kicking the fucking ass out of the Revival.
Yeah. Shitty. Bear in mind, I did overhear something this episode, because obviously they're celebrating the fact that this is the longest running episodic television in history.
The longest running weekly live television show.
Weekly episodic. So I believe this specific episode was the 1165th episode.
There you go.
1,165
But that's the whole
episodes.
reason for the reunion, because it's actually because of the achievement and cheap reasons.
Yeah.
So after DX shit happens, the $1 Million Man is wandering back, 24/7 championship in hand, does hop in a limo. You hear this like cartoon level of noises, and then Drake Maverick comes out holding the belt with the ref. So presumably he punched an old man in the face, and now he is the 24/7 champion.
He's beating seniors. Pretty sure that's illegal, but okay.
Yep. Yeah. Just a little bit. Then we cut to Mick Foley. Mick Foley standing in the middle of the ring. This is the man that 2 months ago was the guy that brought in the 24/7 champion.
To a very disappointed crowd.
Yes, people really hated that shit back today. I think we made a lot of fun of it at the time.
No, I love it.
So it was great to see sort of have these bits going on while we get to see this man again. Because Mick Foley, you can tell when he held that belt up back in the day, he's like, look, I'm really sorry. Please just like what I've got for you. Please like it.
We'll make you like it.
So the Horde runs in at some point and he's like, ooh, I'm going to get you, Drake Maverick. I'm going to get that belt from you. He's like, but while I'm here is, Raw has a very special place in my heart. I've been doing this shit for years. I've been here like 25 years. Raw has been my home.
I actually watched a documentary recently on it from when he first started and stuff like that, and how vital he was to the WWE. So it was really sweet to see that.
Yeah, Mankind he put the Raw in Raw.
Yeah, he did. He was the craziest of crazy. Yeah.
So what they did is they showed a clip from January 4th, 1999, the night that he won the World Heavyweight Championship for the first time. And we should note that was the night that I believe it was Bischoff on WCW said Mick Foley wins the belt tonight. Spoilers. And then everyone changed channels and watched Mick Foley.
Done, Bischoff.
Yeah.
Well done.
He's trying to like ruin WWE and like, no, I want to watch that. Beep.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, he does. On your Bischoff, you dickhead. Yeah. You dickhead, you just buried yourself. And then a couple of months later, he was like part of the WWE.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well done, Bischoff.
Yeah, so
good way to get yourself a job.
While he's showing the video package, for some reason on a digital screen, it burns up like film.
Ooh.
Lights, chung 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 chung.
Ooh.
Mirroring exactly what we saw last week with Finn Balor.
Ooh.
The Fiend.
Woo.
Fiend rocks up, hands on head, hurt heel. Heel comes down. It's time for hurt.
Mandible Claw.
Yeah, the Fiend. So the Fiend, no.
The Fiend.
The Fiend jumps on Mick Foley now because Mick Foley's an old ass broken man. Can't do Sister Abigail, so instead he just like, I'm gonna fucking choke you out like with Mandible Claw.
Yep, choke you out with your own move, which I thought was way more intimidating.
Totally rad.
Yeah.
Absolutely
way more
rad.
intimidating.
So it does end with like, Mick Foley on the ground like he's being a big old dead person, and the Fiend's there doing fiendy things like
posing and being a fiend.
Yeah. Holy shit.
That was cool.
Dude, once again, everybody else, every other legend here tonight did absolutely nothing for any of the current roster. This entire show was literally a circle jerk for all the old people.
Yeah.
Except for Mick Foley. Mick Foley is a genuine fucking treasure to wrestling because he was
Wrestling
willing.
is literally his life.
He's willing to come out and put someone over.
Yeah. He will literally give his life for anything to keep this thing going. Mick Foley is one of, and will always be one of the best ever.
Yeah, he's personally one of my favorite wrestlers purely for like the novelty of the shit that he's done and he's sort of. Although I've never saw like the Dude Love or the Cactus Jack gimmick, but Mankind was very pivotal to me back when I did watch Attitude Era way back in the day. So like seeing here putting over for the Fiend.
Beautiful.
What an absolute gentleman.
So good.
An absolute
This man
gentleman.
literally gave his body and his blood for this industry.
Yeah,
so.
like he's lost an ear for this shit.
Yeah.
Like there's an incredible book that I haven't read it personally, but a friend of mine recommended it to me. Talk about this whole story of where he came from in terms of that wrestling in it, and the book ends the day he gets signed to WWE.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of that his story to get to that point.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful stuff. After all this comes down, we come back to a moment of bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Because as Alexa Bliss says, after what we've just seen, we need a moment of bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's, dual hosting with Nikki Cross because that's what they do now.
Best friend.
They're best friends, but not the best friend.
People,
tag
let
team,
me tell you about my new best friend.
Yeah, let me tell you about my best friend.
Yeah.
So they're having a little interview with Becky ahead of like SummerSlam.
Becky with the good hair.
Yeah.
About the SummerSlams, her and versus Natalia, obviously being in Natalia's hometown.
Yeah, so as they're sort of like, we're going to say shit about Natalia, but Natalia's like, well, if you want to say shit about me, say shit to my fucking face. Because it's Canadian and stuff.
Because Canada.
Yeah, she's like, because if we're going to Canada, we're going to talk about it right now. And then there's the whole sort of setup here, which I really fucking liked.
Okay.
Was this whole conversation around like, you talk about how we were friends. Like, you and I were, this is Becky here, like you and I were tag teams previously, like in Japan and whatnot. Like we have been a team before. But now, and like we are not friends. I spent the back end of last year, the start of this year, trying to take down Ronda Rousey. She was my goal. And you were there every day training her.
Yeah.
So how can we consider each other friends in that case? What I've got, I think that she refers to the belt as like the scalp of Ronda Rousey. Fucking love that.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely love it. Like this is a moment like of a really good callback. We'll get to SmackDown in a little bit as well. But like there is some really good callbacks here, like WrestleMania 31 and referenced by Paul Heyman before. And I guess some of the things like, old pricks.
And that's
getting
good
the
long-term
belts.
storytelling.
That is awesome. And this is something that's been missing. Like as someone that doesn't have that long history, that long tenure with wrestling, I really like when they do this because it makes me go, oh, I want to go watch WrestleMania 31. But then again, because I've experienced this whole Ronda Rousey thing and her and Natalia being best buds, I was like, fuck yes. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Reference that shit. There's now reason for this feud.
Yeah.
Like I was always like, last week we're like, why Natalia apart from it being in Canada? There is story
Behind
purpose
us.
here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Long-term storytelling. Beautiful.
Fuck yes. Big old double fuck yes.
Yes.
The name they mentions Puss.
Yeah.
Then we got to limo backstage. Drake Maverick's getting ready to get out there. He's with Renee, and we're like, oh, all right, Renee, you hop in the limo. We got this. Blah, 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 blah. Drake, Truth comes in. I just bumped the button that the space bar stopped the recording. It's all good. Still going now. We still going now?
Yeah. It looks
We're
like
still going now. Cool. Let me just double check this. It's gonna make my editing time more fun. Yep, still going. Yeah, we're still going. Cool.
Yeah.
So, so they're there. Renee Michelle is standing in the limo. Drake's like, get in the fucking limo. Truth comes in. Boom! Dirty sneaky roll up.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Truth takes the belt again. Well, cool and done. He then dives on Renee into the limo. He's like, drive. Renee, the limo fucking goes away. Drake's like, no, my baby, no. Oh my God, Renee, it's Carmella. Like, oh my God, my wife. And yeah, end of that one. Next, for some reason, which I can only presume is to literally kill time, Braun Strowman comes out and just musses some random prick. He comes out and then the guy, some random dude, and then Braun grabs the mic and she goes, "This is not gonna take long." Puts the mic down and then proceeds to just straight up pick up this guy and throw him across the ring.
Beautiful.
Like,
no idea. I didn't say it.
He literally just goes, huh.
Now
and then you go,
And I'm Braun Strowman.
I don't know why. Absolutely no idea why.
Was it Captain
Jobby? All this tells me is they had no idea what to do with Braun after beating Bobby Lashley at Extreme Rules.
Yeah. I don't think they did. No.
They're like, I don't know. But they want us to pay attention to Braun Strowman because they're putting him on the show.
Yeah.
When you're surrounded by old pricks, they obviously want us to look at him. But they're like, but why? I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Then we get all the legends on the stage. So the stage is pretty much full with like 30 plus old people at this point. Very, very cool. And a great way to sort of see them, everyone. I'm sure everyone was like super hard dick about it. Out comes the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Woo!
You know, styling and profiling, jet flying, what the fuck it is.
Woo!
He comes out, they do a thing.
Limousine riding, jet flying,
lady kissing, kiss stealing. Son of a gun. Yeah. He comes out and he doesn't say a whole lot. Doesn't get anything. But next we get the racist one.
American, racist as anything. I am a real American. Fight for your right to be a racist.
Take down big companies. Yeah. When they published my sex tape where I said the N-word on it, Hulk Hogan.
Nobody cared. No, half the superstars didn't even look at him.
My favorite fucking thing about this was when everyone they walked out. Some people are clapping. A good hunk of them, hands in pockets.
Triple H.
Not even looking, like shooting daggers in his back. I'm not even looking at him in general. Mark Henry, sexual chocolate himself.
Yeah.
No time for him.
I'm surprised we didn't see more of Mark Henry. I would have thought we would have seen more of him.
I like Mark Henry.
Love Mark Henry. He was so good in his day.
Yeah.
Vicious.
What I love about Mark Henry is because you can tell he didn't wear shit under his lead. Like always his little thumb. Yeah. Every time he comes out in the ring, it's like, Mark Henry.
Good morning.
But because he's ginormous, it looked like this. But I'm sure like in real life, it's what it is.
Yeah. Good old Mark Henry.
Yeah, but so I love that no one gave him shit. Like Booker T gave him nothing. Yeah. Triple H, nothing. Like all it's really done is made me respect Triple H more.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Because I hate the fact that he is still around.
Yeah.
I don't think his gimmick's any good anyway, so fuck him. Even like I'm sure NWO stuff was really cool because
there is one movie he did called oh shit, I've forgotten the name of it now, but he was in this movie where he played like this space guy from space. And honestly, it was really funny. That's the only thing I've ever liked that he's done. Never cared for his wrestling, never cared for him as a person, but that movie was good.
Yeah. And it's this thing is like, there was a time that he was scrubbed from WWE. Scrubbed.
Completely.
And this is all as a result of the shit that he's been a part of.
Suburban Commando is the name of the movie.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
And like he had to come, he was required to come to the locker room and apologize for the horrible shit he said, because obviously there's a big hunk of
people of color,
people of color is on the roster,
yep.
And people are like, I think Big E is quite vocal against him, and I think it's gross. Yeah, I think it's absolutely gross that he is still relevant. Yep. Like, the
fact that they're getting rid of people are like we haven't seen what's his name, Lars Sullivan in ages.
Well, he's injured.
But still,
it's just good timing.
Yeah,
racist shit, got injured, he's gone away.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean, like,
but just get rid of him. He's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's just there is no no one can argue what.
I saw a photo of Booker T staring daggers into Hulk Hogan's back, and then underneath it had the screen cap of when
he said the N-word on TV.
When he said the N-word.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. Yeah. He's coming for you, Ninja.
Ninja, well done. But yeah, so I understand his legacy within wrestling. I understand his importance in putting it over in the 80s. However, fuck him off. Cut ties with him. It actually makes me so mad when I see him. Yeah, he's done. Like, I'm not some big lefty guy at all. Like, I'm not that thing. I just think this dude's gross.
No. Yeah, it definitely is.
There's no need to have him. No. But it was all well and good because no one gave two shits about him once that glass shattered and the fucking Texas rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, made his way, walks the... Man, dude, that guy can still own a room.
Oh, right?
Dude, just him walking down that ramp... Everyone was like, fuck off everybody else. It's Stone Cold. So he comes in the ring, starts cutting a promo literally about saying that I went out last night, had some beers. I think it may have been with that chick.
Lillian Garcia, yeah.
And then I had breakfast with Ron Sims. Everyone's like, woo! He's like, I had pancakes. Woo!
Hot dog.
Yeah, hot dog. Woo! Steak. Woo! I had a Coke. Woo! Like,
yeah. Oh no, they're yelling what?
I know they're saying what, but like
what?
But once they started getting into the food, everyone just cheered the food.
Yeah, but I love that he still does that. Like he takes his breaks in between things for the whats, because that was his
gimmick in the day. Yeah. Like he was breaking
pancakes,
people's promos.
What? Hot dogs. What? Steak. What?
Like
a Coke.
Like
what?
There were what, but there's also some woo's next. People like hot dogs, woo!
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. And then of course he's there selling his new Broken Skull IPA.
Oh, I love it.
So he starts chugging beers, whipping beers, that sort of stuff. It was awesome. Everyone comes in the ring. He's like, slamming beers at people.
Maybe 5
and
cents of it.
he does this big delivery about like how everyone here is part of a family. You at home are part of a family. We couldn't do this without you. This is we are in our own little space of the world here, and it's actually fantastic. And it's totally true. Like when we don't have big races on stage, like I certainly feel connected to part of that family.
Yeah, definitely.
It's this weird thing. Like I do feel that the wrestling as a whole is this weird kind of subsect of pop culture, and I love it. I love being a part of it. I really do. And it was cool to hear him talk about that. And then when he's like, after all this, he's like, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. And I was like, woo! And then there's chinking beers. He's like, wait, how much time do we have left? We got 2 minutes. All right, I'm gonna tell you some stories. And then he just tells us about this guy. He's like, we were in South Africa some time doing some suspicious shit. Probably be illegal. Blah 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 blah. And he's like, we got 10 seconds. All right, bye, everybody.
I love Stone Cold so much.
It was
him.
Like,
do you listen to his podcast? His podcast is great.
I have listened to like old episodes where
so good.
Very old episodes, but I've done that.
He's so good. Love him to death. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and watch it just for that.
All it proved is like Stone Cold is still untouchable. He's still got it.
Yeah.
Like we hear Stone Cold. Like if you listen to his show, you can listen to his voice every day.
Yeah.
And he's still fucking
super engaging.
Owns that mic.
Yeah. Well, I can't rate it this week, obviously, because I haven't seen all of it. So what would you rate it on our Kurt Angle, who was there tonight?
It's just down. It's like, it's this weird thing, right? Apart from the only parts that were actually good
were the opening and the closing.
Were John Cena, because I like seeing John Cena. But even then, that was kind of okay. Like, the Natalia thing, just connection, throwback to an old reference. Like, and then Stone Cold, and then Mick Foley. So it's like, it's barely a Kurt Angle. Mm-hmm. But I'll round up, it's Kurt Angle. Right down the middle. Like, there is so much unnecessary old shit here. And as I said, my biggest issue with this, because I was sort of under the impression, I guess it's my own naivete, that this would be a great way for them to put over new talent. And so if they're bringing in this new era, it's like, isn't that the rule of wrestling? Like, when you retire, you bring over the new guy. Like Kurt Angle did it for Baron Corbin, the most recent example. Like, this is what you do. Like, like when
Mick Foley's doing it for the Fiend
like when HBK took out Ric Flair, that was big old push for HBK. I mean, it's like, that's what it's designed to do. And aside from Mick Foley, no one did it. This was just a straight up circle jerk, and I really despised it for that. Despised the trauma. I really disliked it for that. Most because, like, there is a problem here.
Yes.
This reunion demonstrated a massive problem within the WWE.
Yeah.
So rather than looking forward and looking at ways to be better, they're like, well, let's go back to the times that was better. The Attitude Era cannot happen again. It cannot exist again because that was such a very specific time and place. If their attempt is to redo the Attitude Era, with the two, like, it's not gonna go down. It's not gonna go down well. It's gonna go horrible. And when you look at because the whole idea right now, right, is they are facing the competitive AEW.
Yeah.
And AEW are looking to the future. They are looking at changing things. You know, they don't want to have legends for this exact reason.
Yeah.
Like, the only legend that they have is Jericho and I guess Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Like, Jericho has a long-ass legacy, but he's doing good here. Like, he's putting people over.
He is.
You know, like, they are completely mishandling what they need to do to win or even survive this potential new war.
Yeah.
Sakila in the chat, he applauds you for your Real American Racist song.
Yeah.
And he gives this half a Kurt Angle, so he gives it a bar.
Yeah.
And he said the 24/7 shenanigans did bring it up to that bar.
Yeah.
So from what you said, what you've heard, how do you feel about it at least?
Look, I think, you're definitely right. Like, they had the right idea in mind, but it completely missed the mark. It should have been handled a lot differently. Obviously, using more of it to get people over. So more of the older superstars to get the newer guys over. Look, the 24/7 changing hands like 11 bajillion times was a bit funny. I'll give it credit. Ultimately, it did go back to truth, which was awesome.
But saying that, though, that also negates everything that happened here.
Yeah.
Like, there's no progression here. Like, because the thing that we love about wrestling, the reason this show exists, is we want to talk about the storytelling and the long form storytelling that comes with it. So by doing it, in this episode,
but this is long form storytelling by having, you know, Pat Patterson, then Gerald, Briscoe, holding these twice.
The hat stuff. Yeah, giving people that have had the hardcore belt in the past, because the 24/7 is essentially the hardcore.
It's a nod to that, which
I
is
agree
nice.
with that. However, by it leaving with truth, you could pull this away and it doesn't change anything.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is a problem that the 24/7 belt is going to be facing in the future, because if it's cycling between Drake and Truth, we're going to get a saturation point of seeing these two people. Yeah. And that's just something else.
Which I think this is sort of going to push the end of it, and I feel like it is going to move into new people.
I really hope it does.
Yeah, and the fact that obviously we've opened up that it is intergender with Kelly taking it, I think this makes it a whole new thing.
That's totally an awesome thing, because when they did announce it, at no point did they say it was men only, at no point did they say it was intergender. So that
kind of all up in the air.
So happy for that.
Yeah.
Because like that, by having that means it opens up to all these mid-card women or lower card,
I think they used the legends to do that because the legends didn't have that opportunity back in the day when back in those days, because back then they were divas and they were literally just sex symbols and nothing else. It was all sex and boobs and butts and puppies and
that's going back to that. I said the other day, that is still one of the grossest things.
So I think it's really great that, you know, we have had this women's revolution, and obviously we had like women headlining WrestleMania, and I think it was a nice little nod for these, you know, these legends to get their little, you know, that little thing, that's something that's going to bring them back into, like, you know, we're still part of this revolution, and we wouldn't have had it with, you know, we wouldn't have had this and us being, you know, intergender champions for this match, for this title, if, you know, it wasn't for us building up to the divas becoming the superstars, the female superstars, and, you know, Charlotte Flair wouldn't be here without us. Becky Lynch wouldn't be here without us. You know, they really revolutionized that. So it was nice to see that they were able to have a bit of a play in that. That really sort of touched my heart as somebody who's watched them grow as a division. So I can definitely see, like, you know, I'm excited to see where they take it being an intergender title in the future. I think that this is going to move from Drake and Truth into intergender, and you're going to see more females with it and stuff like that, which I'm looking forward to. I'd love to see like Sarah Logan take it from somebody backstage and then her have it for a while, and, you know, like a little bit of a tiff between the Riot Squad trying to take it from each other and stuff like that. Like, that would be cool.
I can only hope.
Yeah.
I can only hope.
Fingers crossed it goes that way.
Let us know what you thought of this week's episode of Raw and the Raw reunion in general. Am I just being a cynical old prick about old people things?
Ryan's doing a dash.
Have I become Dash?
Hey.
But yeah, totally thing. Let us know what you think. Comments below, Facebook, Twitter, all those places.
Talk to us.
Chuck them down there. Talk about things. Yeah. I'm going to swing this over to you because I may have just ranted myself hoarse.
You can totally do that. So as always, SmackDown opened with a recap of the week prior. A little recap of Kevin Owens and his shenanigans with our man Shane O'Mac. We do cut to the ring, and we have the New Day dancing on top of the announce table. They, for some reason, are commentating.
Yeah, so no intro.
No intro. They're just already dancing on the commentator table, and they're like doing their thing, and then here comes the money, and they're like, boo, Shane, boo. Yeah, Xavier was just like, boo, Shane. So, at the announce table, we have, for some reason, Michael Cole, our Thomas, I forget his name.
Tom Phillips.
That's it. Tom Phillips and David Otunga. So there is no...
no Corey Graves, and they do also later mention that Byron Saxton is currently not there as he's had a loss in the family.
Prior.
So,
Sending our love to you, Byron Saxton, you and your family.
Yeah, but not, like you said, not even like pandering. Like, I totally would if I could.
Yeah.
I fear the Dale is my father, so...
All our love to you. Shane O'Mac comes out and immediately the CM Punk chant starts.
Yeah.
Which is just straight up. That's
actual seconds.
Yeah, in seconds. That's a straight up episode killer. Straight away I was like, oh, we're done. This is over already. Hasn't even started. He's like, I was so glad to see everyone last week. Last night, one thing I wasn't glad, I was glad of not seeing was I was glad to not see KO after all the shit he's done. He's like, Kevin Owens did put out a challenge to me on social media, claims he'll quit if he doesn't win. He wants a match at SummerSlam. And as he's talking about this match with KO and whether he's going to accept it or not, the "you can't wrestle" chants start. And he's like, tell that to Roman Reigns or something. And I was like, oh God, shut up. You didn't even win.
Yeah, you out-sweated a steel cage match.
Yeah. And then he goes on, he's like, let's take a look back at Kevin Owens around this time last year. And it cuts back to August last year when he had a match against Kofi?
No, it was Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Yeah, and Seth Rollins stomped the shit out of him, won the match, obviously, and he sat in the chair very visually upset. And he's like, I quit. And that was it. And Shane's like, what you gonna do? Just quit? You're gonna be a quitter? You quitter?
You big quit face?
Yeah. And KO ends up coming out and he's like, sure. Like that was a different person, and I've spoken about this. I'm a new person now, not a quitter. Like, I am an ass kicker. And he's like,
and Shane's like, no, you're a quitter.
You're a quitter, yeah. He's like, what are you going to do? Quit? He's like, I'm going to beat the living shit out of you. He's like, why wait though? Why don't we just do it tonight? And Shane's like, no. If you do that now, you don't get your title. You don't get your match at SummerSlam. He's like, but I would like to see you in a match tonight, warm you up for it. So tonight, you're going to verse Roman Reigns. Yeah. That's just that. Yeah. So we cut backstage. We see Shinsuke Nakamura. We're not even going to call him any good.
Good old Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura walking to the ring. And then this cuts to Shane McMahon walking backstage. He bumps into Elias. And
McIntyre.
In
case you forgot. Yeah, he's the Intercontinental Champion. Yeah, just.
Oh, yeah, by the way, yes. Shinsuke Nakamura with his Intercontinental Championship, which he won.
I forgot.
On the kickoff show. That's why we forgot. He won on the kickoff show of Extreme Rules from Finn Balor.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
Yep. Shane backstage runs into Elias and Drew, and Shane's like, Elias is like, this is a great idea. You're so great at making decisions like
your
this. What a good match.
Big. Like, does your neck hurt from your brain being so huge, says Drew.
Yeah. Idiots. And he's like, you know what this match needs? It needs something special. It needs a special guest referee. How about you do that, Drew? And you know what else it needs? It needs a special guest timekeeper. How about you do that, Elias? And Elias says, yeah, man, I always wear my watch. And there's no watch.
No watch.
And he's like, and we need a special guest ring announcer, and that's going to be me. And I was like,
the best in the world.
The blurst in the world. Cool. Have fun with that. So this brings us back to the ring. We do have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
For a reason. The New Day are on commentary. Absolutely hilarious. They're just poking fun at Tom. It's super funny.
Now, because the thing is, the difficulty that we're having here is we gave zero shit about Shinsuke. Mm-hmm. Apollo Crews has done nothing of note in a while. Yeah. So this match is almost a no-nothing match.
Yeah.
Like, so as in we contemplated just fast forwarding it because we're watching it on through Foxtel, so we on demand we can fast forward whatnot.
Yeah, and you even said you're like, I want to fast forward this, but the New Day.
Yeah, the New Day is selling it.
Yeah, that was so good about it. I think Tom said something like that, and they're like, what are you gonna do, Thomas? What are you gonna do? And I was just like, this is great. Yeah. Like, so dumb. Shinsuke does get the win, obviously, because he is the champion with a Kinshasa. And then after the match proceeds to attack Apollo Crews for some apparent reason. He's just, I guess, trying to assert dominance. And the best part of that entire exchange was that Xavier Woods the entire time was like, we're your friends at Apollo. We're your friends. Like, you're so good. Then this brings us backstage. Sonya Deville is sitting there. Mandy Rose walks up. She puts her hands over and she's like, guess who? And Sonya's like, I know your voice, Mandy.
I'm like, actually, we're like best friends.
And Mandy's like, so I have some news. I've been talking to Shane McMahon. And she's like, I got us a match next week against the Iconics. And she's like, I may have mentioned that the Iconics were talking shit about Shane McMahon and what went down last week. So I may have told Shane that and got us a little in the good books. And Sonya's like, you're telling me you got us a title match next week against the Iconics? And she's like, yeah, I got us a match next week. And if we win, we get a shot later on at the titles. And I was like,
You can see Sonya's face go, ooh.
I just fucked that up. Yeah, so.
Like, it didn't look live. That looked very pre-recorded. Like,
yeah.
One take? That's good enough. Let's keep going.
It'll do. So basically, the whole consensus is they have a shot against the Iconics next week. If they beat the Iconics, they will get a title shot.
Now, we should also mention, with the Iconics winning by count out last week, they are in a no champions advantage. So whoever does take them on for the belt, whether it be the Kabuki Warriors, whether it be sex and violence, whether it be whoever, like they have to win. Clean.
They have to win clean. Yep, they've dashed their advantage. Yep.
Yeah, exact.
After this, we do get a Ali promo. I think
hanging out in a fucking staircase,
talking about writing his story, and if his pen runs out of ink, he'll use his blood to finish it.
He's essentially telling the idea that like his body gave out before he did, which is reference to earlier in the year, where so he was looking to be lined up to have a good go. At Elimination Chamber, he had the shot at the belt to get the contendership.
Yes.
But blew his face out. Couldn't go.
One of my favorite lines is like, I will go down in history for his story. So that was pretty cool. Sure. That was a really cool line. This brings us back to another episode of Miz TV, because I like singing that to the Cheese TV tune, where we get a recap of the Raw reunion. And he introduces his guest, Mr. Shawn Michaels.
He's just a sexy boy.
And we do have the New Day at the commentator's desk, just dancing along, getting their sexy boy on, singing along to the entire song, which I loved.
It's like that clip that I loved from the rehearsals of WrestleMania, where Xavier Wood is there singing Batista's intro. I walk low.
Oh, so good. And he's like, yeah, so great. So yeah, he walked down wearing an NXT hat, I might add,
which he's been sporting a lot lately.
Yeah. He's been hanging around NXT a little while. He talks about obviously the whole thing with Seth Rollins last night, talking about how Seth Rollins was talking about burning it down and making way for new talent. We should
also mention there wasn't a lot of direct HBK AJ Styles yelling at the Raw reunion.
Yeah,
like very directly at each other. I'm like, are we going to do HBK versus AJ Styles?
Interesting.
I won't want to watch that.
But yeah, he talks about how Seth is a new talent who's up and coming, and I remember being in that and watching all the what we call legends now coming through. Like, when are they just going to? Because
there had been a lot of social media blasting from the likes of Sami Zayn. Lacey Evans was another one as well. He got her fucking ass handed to her by Alundra Blaze.
Oh, love it.
Yeah,
You'll have to send me the links.
There's a lot of bitching on the internet by certain people. So this is him coming out being like, well, what's your stance? And everyone bitching and whinging. Yeah,
exactly it. So we do have Dolph Ziggler come out, obviously, who, as always, comes out to complain. He's like, the legends, like, what legends? Like, make way for people who, like, it should have been me moments again. And the Miz is like, look, I'd love to just smack your smile off your face. And Shaw's like, no, he's clearly got some grievances to air. Like, let's let him air his grievances. And he's like, you're just not that good and you're an embarrassment, Shawn, and rah. And Shawn's like, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed about it. But, at least I'm not a second-rate wannabe Shawn Michaels.
Which I presume is to reference to the likes of Crown Jewel, where, he just didn't do well.
And he's like, I'm embarrassed, but, I'd rather be embarrassed and be a second-rate wannabe Shawn Michaels. Ooh. And he's like, Dolph's like, the only second-rate Shawn Michaels here is you. And
he goes, I love it. He goes like, there's only one second-rate, Shawn Michaels in this ring. I'm like, is it still you?
Yeah. And he's like,
no, it's you. Like, I know you are, but what am I? And
he even goes as far as to call Shawn as embarrassing as Goldberg in the ring.
Yeah, reference to Super Showdown.
Super Showdown, yep. Which was beautiful. Love that. Absolutely love that. he has a bit more of a sook, and the Miz is like, you know what? Do something already.
Yeah.
You talk about it should have been me. It should have been me. He's like, people like me, we actually get up and do it. So get off your ass. I'm gonna say it again. Do something.
Yeah, this company, you earn your shit by doing it.
Yeah, and the crowd starts chanting, do something. And then
some shirt removal happens.
Yeah. So there's a bit of Dolph's doing the whole ooh, you want to go, and Sean's like, no, leave it. And Sean sort of Dolph goes away, Sean stops him, Dolph turns around to punch him, Sean ducks and he gets the Miz, and then Sean delivers a big old elbow, yep. And then he's checking on the Miz, and then he gets up and cops a big old super kick from Dolph Ziggler, and then he's clearly knocked out, so the Miz is taking care of him, and that's the end of that. We cut backstage to we do see a little thing that says Charlotte Moon and Ember Charlotte Moon. Charlotte and Ember Moon will be having a match. So this comes up next, Charlotte versus Ember Moon. As the match starts, it kicks off. Bayley enters. As she enters, Charlotte is distracted. Ember Moon uses this distraction to get a sneaky roll up for the win. Rolls out of the ring. She's celebrating. She grabs Bayley and throws Bayley into the ring like shark bait, muhaha. Just throws her to the sharks. Obviously, Charlotte just, rips Bayley apart. And Ember Moon uses this opportunity to jump up on the top rope and gives a beautiful eclipse to Charlotte. And then Bayley gets up and Ember gets up on the ropes again. And as Bayley's getting up, she delivers another one. Beautiful. This is a great setup for Ember Moon taking on Bayley. This is a beautiful setup for her to push her into going into SummerSlam for their match. Obviously, they are friendly. This is Ember Moon saying, I'm not a friend. I'm a challenger. Watch out for me. And I thought that was beautiful.
Absolutely loved it.
Yep, absolutely loved it. We do cut backstage to the man Kofi Kingston walking to the ring.
Whipping pancakes people.
Whipping pancakes people, as he does. And we do get another little, cuts to another little backstage bit of, as I wrote, the big dog getting strapped. So you see the big dog putting on his...
I'm preparing to fight people.
Preparing to the wrestles. So Kofi does come to the ring. This is where they explain that Byron Saxton is away because of his family issues. Kofi goes on about talking about his opponent for the Royal Rumble. He's like, I want to come out and I want to address this straight up. So, quickly as well, so I don't get attacked. Someone can come up from behind me. But I want to face Randy Orton. So come on out here, Randy Orton. We've got to talk. So Randy Orton does come out. And Kofi's like, I want to face you. We've got history. Let's have a look at some of this history. And it shows a video from 2009 when Kofi was his little Jamaican guy and was doing the stuff. I love that era. And it shows this vicious leg drop in the crowd from Kofi onto
Randy, who's on a table.
On Randy, yeah. So I'm pretty sure Kofi did take out that match. Oh wait, I can't remember.
No, he did. Yes.
He did, yep. He took out that match, but he explains that, Randy used his influence, obviously with higher ups, part of Evolution and stuff at that time. He used his influence to prevent Kofi Kingston from going any further in the industry, and that's why it took him 11 years of fighting to get where he is. And Randy, this is what I love. Randy's like, you say I use my influence to stunt your growth? You're damn right I did.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I did.
He's like, you weren't ready back then, and you know what? You're still not ready now.
Yeah, it's the idea of where you are at right now is based solely on luck. Solely on fluke.
I'll let you go with this because you love this so much.
I loved it. He goes, because the only reason that you are here right now is because I took Ali out in February.
I injured Ali.
I nearly fucking peed my pants because this is beautiful. This is
this is that perfect storytelling. Going back
that shit that I want.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Because that's that thing. Because it's totally true. The only reason that Kofi got to where he was is because he got put in the chamber, and he credit to him, he earned that. Once he was in that chamber and he got everyone over, he earned that rise to WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely.
But it wasn't meant to happen. That was one of those divergent moments in time.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that he's got the belt now and he's been doing this little fighting champion stuff. But fuck yeah, Randy Orton. Yeah. Fuck.
I would be okay if he lost it to Randy Orton.
We'll get to that in a sec, but yeah.
But yeah, so he's like, you weren't ready, and he's also like, I didn't have to go around faking a Jamaican accent and pretending to be something I wasn't, and which I love.
Throwing pancakes.
Yeah. I still love when somebody came up to Kofi and was like, well, I think it was Randy, was like, didn't you have a Jamaican accent? Like, what happened to that? Like, shit like that. Just breaking that fourth wall is beautiful. Anyway, as this is, after he's, Yeah, he's like, you literally just stepped into a position that I opened up for you.
Yeah.
Like, and then he sort of like drops and starts to walk away. And as he's leaving, Samoa Joe comes out.
Oh, before that, so the conversation is like, well, in that case, let's sort this shit out at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And he's like, you want it? You got it.
Yes.
It's happening. Before we do about Joe,
yeah.
Randy is totally a fucking brilliant option here. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see this so bad.
I was saying I wanted Kofi to drop Randy with an RKO and we could call it the RKO fee.
That would be a good way to sort of go. But
just
so
for funsies.
Killer mentioned in the chat earlier, I can't remember where it was, that he thought it'd be a great idea to. So yeah, but it goes either two ways. So by having Kofi come out with the win, it legitimizes his run by taking over literally the third highest belt championship holding man in WWE history.
Yes.
I myself think it could go the other way.
Yeah.
I think by having Randy come out of it, it closes that gap with him to becoming the number one belt holder man.
Yes.
And two, if Kofi loses, he loses against a legitimate threat. Yeah. So like,
and he'll still look strong coming out of it.
Totally. Like, it's one of those things that, like, if you get wrecked by Randy, everyone's like, well, it's fucking Randy Orton. Like, that's why you got mussed.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the whole, like, Apex Predator,
yeah.
you know, like...
The three deadliest letters in the sports entertainment, RKO.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, if this happens, like, you fought Randy Orton and lived to talk about it.
Yes.
Like, that's still strong.
Yeah. Definitely, and I couldn't agree more.
And give me some heel champions.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that's how it's going to go down.
I would love to see Randy take it. I think Kofi's had a great run, but I do think it's time for the title to change hands.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, Randy starts to leave. Samoa Joe comes out and he's like, too much talking, not enough fighting. So I believe the match is sanctioned for Joe and Kofi anyway. And as Joe gets into the ring, Randy decides he's going to stay. So he turns around and slowly just walks to ringside and takes a seat in front of the announce tables. Match begins. So it's a match. We've seen Joe versus Kofi before, same sort of thing. But at one point, Randy does end up interrupting. He goes to get an RKO on Kofi Kingston, who pushes him off, gets him out of the way. Samoa Joe tries to interrupt.
Get in. Joe eats an RKO.
Beautifully.
As Randy gets back up from the RKO, trouble in paradise, balls inside the face, Randy's down.
And Kofi's gone. That was good. It was a really good setup. I'm really excited to see them at SummerSlam. Like, this was just phenomenal for me.
Fantasy booking. I would have liked to have seen Randy come in, do his scoop slam, fucking wreck Kofi. Then as Joe comes in, RKO to Joe, then the SOS.
Yeah.
Because I think the SOS looks way gnarlier than the Trouble in Paradise. I understand it's a signature versus a finishing move, but the Trouble in Paradise, when you get that grip and that little flip he does, it looks beautiful. Yeah. It looks way stronger.
Oh, you mean the SOS?
Yeah, it looks way stronger than Trouble in Paradise.
Definitely. But yeah, this is. I am really excited for this. Yeah.
Sorry, then Killer says Dash then made the point that Randy would be a strong champion going into October when SmackDown debuts on
Definitely
Fox.
agree.
Totally agree, because you've got a known name coming across. Like, Randy Orton is one of those names.
He is technically a legend.
Yeah, he's one of those names that exceeds...
Yeah.
Sorry, what's what I'm looking for?
He's a household name.
Yeah.
He really is. Everybody knows the RKO.
It's a meme.
Yep. So, yeah, it literally is. Like, you see vines and shit with, just out of nowhere with the RKO. But yeah, so this cuts backstage to Kevin Owens taping up for his match. We come back to the ring and Finn Balor is entering. He comes out, does his entrance, and Kayla jumps in the ring and she's like, obviously over Extreme Rules, you did lose your title to Shinsuke Nakamura, and then we had an incident last week. Let's take a look. So it shows the video of The Fiend, obviously. Finn Balor was doing his exit entrance, and his music cut to black. There was a bit of dozen in the ring in the blackness. We come back and he's over the Fiend's knee, who smashes a vicious Sister Abigail on him and just does fiendy things. So she's like, Finn, you look a little bit rocked, and is like, look, I've looked fear in the eyes. Nothing scares me.
We've got history, because there is literally a match. I think it's like a couple of years ago where it was Finn Balor as the Demon versus Bray Wyatt as Sister Abigail. Yeah. So this is, but they've got feud.
They've got history. So yeah, Finn's like, I don't know what's going on in the mind of Bray Wyatt or the Fiend or whichever he's going by, but all I know is like I can't explain it. He's like, but I'm calling you out, Bray Wyatt or the Fiend or whatever you want to call yourself. I want to face you up at SummerSlam. And then we hear the Firefly Funhouse music, You'll never you're our friend, and this is a friendship that would never ever end. And yeah, Bray says to Finn, he's like, you're brave. And you know, me and Mercy the Buzzard and Rambling Rabbit, like we're all big fans of you and we love what you do. But unfortunately, the Fiend doesn't like you, no matter how much we tell him how great you are. How
super you are.
So yeah, how super you are. So he's like, you know, we love you. The Fiend doesn't. So the Fiend is accepting your challenge for SummerSlam. And then yeah, it gets a bit weird. And he's like, you know, the Fiend remembers. The Fiend this. Like he's like, you know, just let me in. And yeah. And
no better.
Yep, all the screen goes funny. Yeah, let me in. Gets all a bit weird, and then there's nothing.
So Dash mentioned the feud was asked between Bray and Bella, but it never happened. The match never happened. It got replaced by Bella vs AJ, which was insanely better.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, then that's just the end of that. And we cut to footage of the 24/7 title from the night before and what had happened with all that kerfuffle.
Yeah, so that mentions everyone that it changed hands with.
Yes.
So just like myself, you're like, who's that prick? Oh, cool, it's that man.
Yep. And then Sarah's talking. She's like, you know, I've been requested for this interview. Please welcome my guest. And Charlotte's like, I shouldn't. She like storms into the interview straight away. Like, I shouldn't have to request this. I should be given interviews. She's like, you know, what happened tonight was BS. I'm going to be at SummerSlam. I want to be at, you know what? No, I demand to be at SummerSlam. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be facing somebody somehow because I am the women's division. I am what we need right now. And it's, you know, it should have been me, basically. Just in a way better way because Charlotte she's so
literally a way better way.
Yeah, she's so good with words. I love how she does things. Looking really nice with less makeup on tonight, by the way. She looked very, very classy. And then this brings us into our last match of the night. So first we have Shane enter. Shane comes down. Elias enters shortly after, takes his place at the timekeeper's booth. And then Drew McIntyre comes down in his t-shirt. And then we get KO and Roman Reigns do their entrances. And then Shane proceeds to say, you know, in this corner, the big dog, the guy who, you know, got beat up by us, like basically just shit talking these guys, Roman Reigns. And then Kevin Owens, the man who's like this, that, and the other. And then
the big old quitty butt.
Yeah, the big old Mr. Quitter. And he's going to get his ass beat at SummerSlam. Kevin Owens. And then, yeah, Elias does a really poor pissball bell ring when this happens. And then
just
like,
before that.
Just before it. And then they're like, let's get the match underway. And he's like, bing, bing, bing. And I was like, we already did this. Like, the match is already underway.
Also, before that happens, yeah, so Kevin comes out, grabs the mic, and he's like, look, I know what you're trying to do here, but whatever, but once I steamroll through fucking Roman Reigns, I'm going to come over there and kick your ass.
This is just after the entrances, yeah. So Shane does all the intros. Yeah, and Drew McIntyre's standing there like, I'm the referee.
Yeah, and Roman's like, you're going to steamroll me? Like, what the fuck is this? I'm gonna
you're going to go through me, I'll go through you. And then, yeah, the match gets started. As they're getting each other in the corner, Drew McIntyre like shoves them apart and he's like, I'm the referee, you gotta listen to what I say. And then they get a bit doozy again and then it happens again, but this time like Drew like properly shoves Roman a big old chest push and the same to KO, and Roman's like, screw you, man, and just punches him in the face and he goes flying over the top rope. Yep, flying over the top rope. And then I'm pretty sure Elias
gets ringside. Kevin Owens comes up, bush. Elias goes down.
Shane McMahon gets in.
Shane McMahon starts running around the front. Then both Roman and Kevin start sort of like, you know,
boxing him in.
They bring him closer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And then eventually, like, they do get a little bit overpowered. KO gets kicked out of the ring. Roman's starting to get a bit overpowered by, Shane directing traffic, as they like to call it, with Elias and
yeah. So we're starting to see what we've seen before, which is two guys boosting up on someone, and then Shane being the big old ringleader, being like, hold him up while I punch him, blah blah.
Yeah.
So exactly, they've got so both Elias and Drew have Roman, holding him by that, ready to rock and roll. Yeah. Shane's ready to come and do his big old dussy punch into us. Kevin Owens grabs him, yanks him down, drops him on his ass. Yep,
exactly it. And this leads into obviously Roman Reigns and KO getting up behind. KO delivers two beautiful super kicks, one to Elias, one to Drew McIntyre.
They both roll out.
They drop and roll out. Yep, and then he gets a spear happens to somebody.
Yes, there's a Superman punch which initially rocks Shane McMahon.
Yes.
Then we get a stunner from Kevin.
Yep.
It's Bush. They're getting ready to rock and roll. They're like yelling in his face. Crowd hear this. One more time. One more time. And Roman's like, you want another one of those? Another one of them stunners?
Yeah.
You want to give him another stunner?
Yep. And
Shane's like, Rock gets up. What was second stunner?
Second stunner. Absolutely beautiful. 2 stunners on Shane. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Yeah. They were great. The best way to end a show was KO stun and Shane McMahon. That was a beautiful ending to the show, and I was really happy with how that ended. But then that was the end. Oh, KO does grab the microphone and is like, I'm going to do something that nobody else has done, and I'm going to make Shane entertaining by, beating the absolute shit out of him at SummerSlam, and you guys are going to absolutely love it.
Yep.
And then that's the end of that. So yeah, that was SmackDown. What did you think?
It felt different.
Yes.
I don't know what it was. Like I noticed that there was a lot more hard cuts.
Yes.
It was a bit faster in just sort of how it was going, and I loved it. It really kind of worked. It made it feel different. Like it wasn't a substantial visual style change, but it was enough for me to register the difference between that and Raw.
And
big plus for me. Yeah, absolute big plus.
With Eric Bischoff popping up at Raw reunion last night, it did make me think maybe Bischoff's hand is now in this. Which I do believe we have been confirmed.
As of the 23rd.
Yep. So he has had a hand in this episode.
Well, by how much I don't know.
No.
That's fine because as I think I've said it before, like I don't have that history with Bischoff, so I don't know what Bischoff's touch is or how that works. So, coolio, that's fine.
Yeah.
It felt different. The throwbacks, the referencing old stories. Mwah. Brilliant.
Long-term storytelling at its finest.
Yeah.
Breaking that fourth wall with things like, Ali was injured at my hands and stuff like that. Beautiful.
See, this is where wrestling has that ability to blur that line between story and reality. And we had some moments of that tonight, and I totally dug that shit.
Totally dug it. We obviously had a little bit of watch along. I absolutely loved it, so I can rate this one. I reckon I'd probably go a curtain bar.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah,
it's a curtain bar for me. A good 1.5 out of 2.
Very decent episode.
It was very solid. It felt like there's something. It just felt different.
Yeah, I think like the match with Apollo and stuff like that. That was my
like it started off shitty, but the back of that, hence why the 1.5. Like towards the end of it, it started feeling really cool. Like the setup for Charlotte at SummerSlam, sort of doing this big thing about like I am the best woman there's ever been, and I'm gonna implying that she's gonna take on someone bigger.
Yeah, bigger than Bayley.
Bigger than Bayley, bigger than Ember, all that sort of stuff. And this is good. This is establishing some Charlotte stuff external to Becky.
Yes.
That was my biggest concern as we headed into WrestleMania and everything after, because the complete women's division was forgotten, and it was just focused solely on Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda.
Yes.
So by having at the end, like, well, what the fuck do we do with this? And then now, 4 months later, finally organizing some stuff for her.
And it's completely up in the air too, because we don't know who Charlotte's going to take on, and that's really exciting. That's like who could possibly be bigger, like this is really exciting. So,
and then obviously the Fiend is really cool. We've now
seeing more of him.
We've seen him across both. Now we presume that he's a Raw competitor. Yeah, he's taking on Finn Balor. So maybe he is some exception. He's part of the wild card rule.
Yeah.
And no one's mentioned the wild card rule in a while. Maybe everyone just assumes that it happens. Yeah. There's a lot of cool things here. A lot of cool setup.
Definitely.
I guarantee it's Demon v fucking Fiend or something.
Yeah, that would be so cool. As if we don't want to see that.
The Demon will lose, and it'll be his first loss in WWE.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Let us know what you thought of SmackDown. Comments below. Twitter, Discord, Facebook. All is well and good. But there are some things that we are yet to chat about. Because how you're talking about, I wonder what's going to happen with Charlotte Flair. Like, who's she going to take on? There's only one man that knows, and his name is Dirt Sheet Dash. Dirt Sheet Dash is the friend of the show. He's our good brother. We reach out to him once a week and be like, dude, round up all your sources, give us all the deets that you can find, and tell us all the wrestling news that we need to know about in a section we call Dish in the Dirt with Dirt Sheet Dash. And it's funny that you mentioned Charlotte. Let's do the first story here.
On.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 1.
Beautiful.
ProWrestlingSheet.com is reporting that Trish Stratus is in talks with WWE for a match at SummerSlam in her hometown of Toronto. You don't pronounce the second T. That's the rules.
No, Toronto.
And it's, quote, likely to happen.
Dash did just say, I know him. He's a sexy boy.
He is a sexy boy.
He's not your boy toy. Boy time.
As seen on this week's SmackDown Live, as we just discussed, Charlotte Flair demanded a match for SummerSlam, and the speculation is that Stratus would be the opponent for Charlotte. Charlotte is now referring to herself as the queen of all eras on social media. Dash says nobody wants to see that match.
I do, just for the novelty of seeing Trish Stratus in the ring again.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Obviously, we didn't see her or Lita on the reunion, which bummed me out.
Yeah.
So I definitely think.
Well, they spent more time at SmackDown, didn't they?
Still, like, could have been there.
I still wanted to see Trish and Lita hold the tag team belts at one point.
Yeah, that would be bad.
No, that would be better. That'd be a better use of them personally. But yeah, no, look, it's open to it. This is that weird thing. Charlotte herself has also outgrown the rest of the roster because they've got with Becky over there. There's no one left for her to really. There's no one left.
There's no one on Charlotte's caliber.
Even Bayley's kind of boring at this point for her to take on. Charlotte,
definitely.
the way they've built Charlotte, they've built her separate to everyone else.
Yeah.
And for that reason, like, they need to do something like this.
I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte ended up going intergender and we start seeing her in a couple of intergender matches.
Potentially. I don't think so, but potentially.
Potentially.
Killer in the chat mentions, I would rather see Trish Stratus versus Alexa.
That could be interesting.
I just want to see Alexa all the time.
Yeah.
Big fan. Next up, number 2. As mentioned at the top of the show, AEW on TNT's Twitter account officially announced AEW's weekly series. It is currently believed to be called Wednesday Night Dynamite and will premiere on Wednesday, October 2nd. That's 2 days before the SmackDown. Oh, wait, that's the thing he mentioned. The plan right now is for AEW to go neck and neck with NXT, which also appears at the same time on Fox. Sorry, not on Fox, on the WWE Network. In what many believe to be WWE's leading product. NXT still only drives a fraction in viewership of WWE Raw and SmackDown. While it is a safe bet for AEW, it is a testing bed for the product to see how well they do in the ratings war against NXT. Yeah. NXT is also rumored to be heading to FS1, Fox Sports 1, this October, along with SmackDown. So this will only fuel the brand's fire, with its head of talent, Triple H, keeping his eye on AEW and the product. So I did misread ahead. This is 2 days before the Fox SmackDown transition. So they are literally filling the gap that we would normally have for SmackDown. Yes. What do you think?
I'm excited.
Very much so.
But at the same time, like you said, after the last pay-per-view, I'm a bit concerned that the episodic version of AEW might not be as up to par.
I'm not concerned. I just think the expectations from Double or Nothing
have been set
and Fyter Fest kind of were just they propelled these really big shows, and I think that's what their pay-per-views will be. I do think Fight for the Fallen will be more in line with their weekly show, which is fine. And on a weekly, if that's what we get to watch on a weekly, it's going to be sick.
Yeah.
But we've been spoilt.
Yeah, that's true.
By Double or Nothing. And presumably All Out, which is in a month from now.
Yeah.
Number 3. During a SummerSlam conference call, Seth Rollins had some strong words toward Jon Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose. Formerly Dean Ambrose, and AEW. This is all the quote. Brock Lesnar. I was surprised by it for sure. I knew Ambrose needed some time away from WWE, but the thing is, he just loves wrestling. He loves the industry. He just wanted some freedom and to do his own thing, and that happens, you know? And that happens for everybody, and I understand his position and why he wanted to go over there, and that's on him. But now he's competition. Now he's the one trying to take dinner off my table, so good on him. But we're going to do our best to continue to do the best here at WWE. And those guys want to step up to the big leagues to give it a shot, then by all means, but we're going to knock them dead just like we do everybody else.
Ooh, strong words.
I don't know what fucking Kool-Aid Seth Rollins is drinking, by the way.
Yeah, he's been real attitudey lately. He needs to get off his fucking high horse.
Like, this is the thing. I understand that, you know, he's very proud and he needs to be the face of the company because, you know, as the previous Universal Champion and trying to be the next Universal Champion, like, I understand he needs to do the right thing and put over the company. Like, but
there's a difference between having confidence and being an asshole.
Yeah, and just fucking lying.
Yeah.
I do, like I said, I do certainly agree that WWE, it is David versus Goliath, but it's also not kind of David because he's a bit strong. The AEW is a bit stronger than that. But they do have a battle against them,
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think WWE is that brilliant comparatively.
No.
Like if you look at what they're doing over here and what they're going here, like there are very clear faults to WWE, and Seth Rollins, whether it be character or not, is failing to see those mistakes. I understand many of the people in the locker room at WWE will simply not mention that shit because it's probably within their contracts to not do so unless they're playing a heel character. But we also had Randy Orton yelling at Will Ospreay as well, just after Seth Rollins did it. So I don't know why they're targeting Will Ospreay specifically, but he needs to fucking cool his jets. Yeah,
definitely. I think, AEW is like, I guess in the finest form of it, simplicity is at finest. It's not all bells and whistles or show and tell. Like, it's not all smoke and mirrors. There is a lot of genuine and legitimacy to it, whereas WWE is a lot of smoke and mirrors, and like it's more TV show drama than it is, sports entertainment, which AEW
is what we love it for. We love it for that soap opera nature. Yeah. That doesn't exist at AEW, and that's once again that's why they deliver two different products. But as I said, we love that soap opera shit. It's in the name of the show. Yeah, like that's the whole point of what we do here. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just definitely a different product. But at the moment, it is the stronger product, and they need to realize that and not be arrogant about it, but address it. I really think Seth's just digging himself a big old fucking hole here, and within the next week, he's gonna be booed out of the ring.
Yeah. So adding on to Trish Stratus stuff earlier, Killer also adds in with the Alexa Bliss thing, mentioning that he would have wanted to see that at Evolution initially because it was originally scheduled. It's also bullshit that we haven't heard about in the second Evolution pay-per-view this year, because I honestly went back and watched it a couple of weeks ago, a month ago or so ago, and that pay-per-view is still fucking gold. Yeah. Like the ladies just do something better. And I don't believe it's me because I like ladies. I think that it's just a good show.
They've just got a good edge to them. Show. Yeah, definitely.
And finally, it is definitive now that Finn Balor will be leading the OC. Who's that? The guy that was in the show that wanted to bang Misha Button?
I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna name him Ryan.
I think the character's name was Ryan. Yes. Yeah.
Memories, California.
Let me check. You know what?
With the plan right now to have fans believe that the leader of the faction is to be AJ Styles. This leads into SummerSlam, with the current plan is to have Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor as one of the main attractions to the card this year. However, Finn Balor has been pushing backstage for a heel run, much like his run in New Japan that ultimately sees the white meat babyface turn into a vicious heel, and he leads the club, aka Bullet Club style, into tearing up the WWE universe. The plan right now is to have Finn Balor lose at SummerSlam, then completely snap and have his OC buddies help him completely decimate Wyatt, with Wyatt being pushed as a tweener. So he's drifting between heel and face.
Yes.
The hurt heel.
Well, he's got
so fans will cheer him while Wyatt performs heelish type acts to maintain his persona. It is teased over on mixer.com/StylesClash this week, where AJ Styles maintains kayfabe over his personal video game streams, where he states, quote, "I mean, we'll have to see where he stands," says Styles. "We're not exactly liked right now. Does he want to be not liked? I don't know. I don't know where it's going to stand. He will always have an invitation, but who knows if it's going to happen." It's fucking happening.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, like I said before, the character's name from the OC is Ryan. The actor is Ben McKenzie.
Yeah, good old Benny Mac.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. All this is doing.
Ryan, bad guy.
It's solidifying what we were talking about before. So what will happen is that it will get to the point where Finn Balor realizes that he needs to be the demon to do this. He goes in as the demon loses,
and that's what crazy. Yeah,
that is the snapping point. That by him,
and that is beautiful.
Totally. By him having that snapping point, it'll put
the demon takes a part of him.
Either put the demon away, because because that's the big thing. The whole idea is every time he becomes the demon, it chips away at him. Yeah. And then
it looks like he is losing himself now. So I think this is the epitomization of all of that.
So by having that break, and then the demon is the downfall, I think that may even be the ending of the demon.
Yeah, I think so
and then
too.
Potential creation of a new persona. I don't know what that'll be yet because I'm not that creative, but Yeah, but that snapping point. He's like, I need to be bigger. I need to be badder. Like I couldn't take this guy. I need to be bigger and badder than the Fiend. So this is where I go to. Where was I big and bad? That was with the Good Brothers. That was over in over at New Japan. That's who I need to be. I need to. I don't need a mask. I don't need a persona. I need me. I need the old me.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. And I'm looking forward to this so much.
Yeah.
So much.
So, because once again, Dash has also enlightened me. He's heard the rumor mills that Finn Balor does want some time away.
Yes.
As you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So, it's all coming together.
Yeah, it'll be all a big old come around. I'm excited for it. Really excited for it.
Yeah. Let us know what you thought of this week's episode in general, and with the addition of the Dirt Sheet Dash. Are there things that you want to see? Do you want to see Trish Stratus take on Charlotte Flair? Do you want to see Finn Balor as the Demon get his fucking ass handed to him by the Fiend? Let us know. Discord, places, links in the description below. But it does bring us towards the end of the show, because this is The Young and the Restless. It comes to you every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on the YouTubes, on the podcast services, including Spotify, but it is also on those YouTubes at 9 a.m. If you want to join the wrestling conversation, head over to Facebook, Discord, Twitter, because I've only mentioned like 1,000 times up to this point.
And the links are all down here.
That's true. But if you want to join the show live, just like the likes of Nathan and Killer and Dash, and we also see Craig here sometimes, and our new Patreon supporter Crispy Biscuit.
Crispy Biscuit.
Kyle. I know Kyle would come and chat if he could. I didn't give him a heads up, so there's that. But yeah, so he comes on the conversation live. We get this nice little sneaky link and have a good. Dash says, "Hold up,
hold up,
hold up, hey." Dash has got some news. Hey, what do you have for us, Dash?
Hold up.
I forgot about stream delay.
Hold up. Oh my god. 2 pieces of news. 2 new pieces of
breaking news here at The Young and the Restless. While that comes through.
It is technically the 26th. We are now in a new day, which means new news. First,
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, currently Hobbs and Shaw, coming out in like 2 weeks. Speaking of, because we've worked with Universal Pictures in the past, 3 times did he email me about going to the Hobbs and Shaw premiere. Apparently no one wants to go.
When is it? Are we going?
Oh, it's like 30. I think it's literally Wednesday. It's next Wednesday.
Let's do it.
I have to reply an email. But we totally could. The Rock is scheduled to appear at SmackDown on Fox. Whee! So I presume day 1, October 4. So not to, as they do the new launch, have him come in there. And Brock Lesnar will be on Raw next week.
If you smell what the Brock is cooking. Hey, I wrapped them together. Rock
makes sense. Rock, SmackDown is the legacy of SmackDown is him putting SmackDown on some candy asses,
laying the SmackDown on the candy asses.
Like totally works. Brock Lesnar coming on a weekly show, totally cool. That only thing that really shows is the actual power of fucking Paul Heyman. So I do think Paul Heyman does sort of blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, good on.
And one thing also, I haven't done this yet because I went to my local bookshop.
Yeah.
And they had this WWE Pop Quiz Trivia Deck. Now, I know the show is pretty long as it is, but I thought maybe if we rejigger the show and kind of bring it down a little bit, maybe we can end the show with a bit of pop quiz.
That would be fun.
So if you are a Patreon supporter, you can come and join the pop quiz. And then, I don't know, that's about as much as I thought about it. So
yeah,
I've not really put a lot of
find something.
I just bought this because I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, definitely a little trivia question at the end of every show.
External to the show.
Yeah. That would be some fun.
Yeah, I on Twitch at twitch.tv/popcultures. If you want to show the support Pop Cultures on your body, head to popcultures.com/shop. We've got shows like this and other short that logos on it. Until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
And I'm Jem. Bye.
Have a good week.